And that lets our audio go out so they can hear us now.
Okay, so they can hear us. No
now
farting.
they can hear us.
All right.
Yeah, no farting at this point. So now it's auto or cut?
Auto.
Okay.
I push the button.
You push the button.
We're live.
We're live!
We're live.
Hi! Hello! And hi, we're live. Hello. Welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. My name is Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And we're doing this first wee little bit. I know we're running a little behind as I look at the clock. It hasn't had a battery in months, but, you know, I want to look at the clock anyway.
It's right twice a day.
It is right twice a day, yeah. And the minute hand's right, you know, every hour for 1 minute. This for all of you wonderful people who are watching in the future, this first little bit of the live stream is specifically for the members of my Patreon. It is an unlisted live stream. We started out unlisted and then go to public later to let other people in. But right now, it's just me and Felicia and a few members from my Patreon and my Discord who want to chime in and talk to us live during the live stream directly, because it's fun that way. And it was just kind of tradition. We started out doing it this way, and so we keep doing it this way, because most of the people on Discord and Patreon can kind of talk to us from chat all the time. So if you want to be able to get a hold of me or Felicia pretty much any time,
The Discord.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, you have to.
the Discord.
At the join your Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. At yourpatreon.com/givememoney. No, it's patreon.com/Odin Makes. And the Discord level will get you in for early live stream viewings and talking to me. But unfortunately, I'm pitching all this stuff to my dear close friends who actually are doing it already.
They see the value in it.
They see the value in it. Thank you. And I seriously have value in you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you
By
guys.
viewers like you.
Yes, this is brought to you by viewers like you.
You have to do the thank you afterwards.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was
Sorry.
copying the KVIE.
Which I should copy, because as somebody who used to work there, because I tuned that out, right? But anyway.
It's still in my head from childhood ingrained.
What was it? I believe it was 5249, I think. That was an hour-long program specifically for KVIE, for internal use only. It could be 52 minutes, 49 seconds, including all the bumpers, like the station identifications and the thank you and all that stuff. But if it was going to be pushed out to the distributor for widestream PBS use, then it had to be 4940, I think. Because I had to take 3 minutes off because that was the hour-long, because it was 2640 or 2649.
So can you watch Channel 6 without going, ooh, I see what you did there. You dragged that out. Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine. I have no problems. It's been a little bit. I've seen a couple of shows since I've left. It's been a little bit. No, I don't usually. It's more along the lines of watching some rapid cuts, or one of the ones I watched recently actually had a jump cut, where you have one camera angle and then you cut to exactly the same camera angle, but the person shifted, right? Or something. And there were those higher-ups in the production department that hated those so much, a viewing would have to come to a crashing stop, and it would have to be fixed before you could continue your viewing.
I know a lot of editors who will see, oh, there's a blank screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a jump cut.
Yeah, I see black frames all the time, too.
Yeah, black frames, jump cuts. Yeah, you have to be on those if you're on them, but if you don't know,
The other one that I see all the time on YouTube, not so much on KVIE, but I see all the time on YouTube, and it's a weird artifact of trying to edit something that wasn't MP4. So MP4s have keyframes, however often. Usually it's twice per second, but it can be more often than that. And that is a full frame of data, right? So that's your full, real, complete image. That's a full JPEG, a complete animation cell. And then the next 14 frames are just the pixels that change. So it just builds on top of that main picture for 14 frames, and then it refreshes and starts over. And that's how they compress the video to make it smaller. They're only recording the pixels that change, right? When you're editing from an MP4, you can't take necessarily from the frame that the video cuts. So I want to take an episode of The Bad Batch, and I want to cut right when Chopper gets on screen, or whoever, right? I'm throwing out names that actually aren't in the show together, but whatever. And then I dump it onto my timeline. when I go to play it back, I'll get a field, because usually in old school broadcasts, there's 2 fields makes a frame. So you'll get a field or half a frame of the previous scene, and then you get the full frame of what you want, and it starts playing. So you'll see these flash frames of the wrong thing, of the previous video. And I actually see that a lot in YouTube videos from people working with, because I record the MP4. Now I'm recording with one angle from multiple places, right? So if I get an extra frame, who cares? It's the same angle. But if you're doing for something that's pre-recorded, you might want to jump ahead 1 frame on your timeline, and that should avoid it. Or just check it, yeah.
Yeah.
It also depends on your personal refresh rate.
Schultz division go, that's compression for you.
That's compression. That's exactly what it is, Schultz. It also depends on your personal human refresh rate. We all have a slightly different refresh rate. Some people are higher than others. When I was working in a duplication department, still working with videotape, I could see what they would call beta hits. So beta hit, there was beta cam. You guys might remember Betamax, the little tapes that were actually a better quality than VHS, but they lost the home video war. Beta cam is one that Sony came out with later using similar technology, but became a larger tape. They were seriously like, this big. And they would record for an hour and a half at max. And that was the broadcast standard until HD came along. It was like the last major broadcast standard. And it would actually record at a higher lines of resolution than your broadcast image would be. So it was good to start with that, because then you would dumb it down slightly. It would still look really clean.
Start with the best quality and go down from there, not the other way around.
Not the other way around, exactly. But it recorded much the same way. It was still a linear thing. It would read each line off the tape. And if there's ever a particulate of schmutz on the tape, then it would take whatever line it was on and just repeat it for the rest of the frame. So you have this 1 frame of, and it would be like, a barcode practically. And sometimes it'd be really small, but it was a full frame. It was really easy to see. In the duplication department, I could see those going by constantly. It's like, beta hit. And like my supervisor and the other guys I was with, most of them didn't see it. It'd be this single frame of garbage. So you just back it up and duplicate the last frame or something and make it go away, right? But that was me. Now, I've talked with Shop Gremlin, and when they were in college working on different projects, one of the electronics projects they had to do was adjust a pitometer, or a pitometer. It was like a volume knob.
Okay.
And what it did is it would change the flicker rate of an LED. And you turn it all the way down and it would blink slowly. And the idea of this thing is you would turn it, and it gave you a digital readout or some sort of readout of what the frequency was, until for you the LED was no longer blinking. You had persistence of vision, the thing that makes animation work, right? So you crank it up. Usually that's around 60 hertz. Most people it's 55, 60, 65 hertz. And so this test would top out at something like 65, 68 hertz. The Shop Gremlin was like, it's still blinking. And the teacher was like, no, it's not. I was like, no, it's still blinking.
Do flickers still flicker?
All the fluorescent lights in college class caused headaches because the flicker of the lights was right in that area. The 120 hertz of American power means they're flickering at about a 60 hertz rate. And they could see the flicker in the fluorescence. So yeah, usually, now this is as I was told, right? So I wasn't there, but show up for class, sit down, and that's the way they pay attention to lectures, because otherwise it would just be a headache. But they still aced all of your classes, so it worked.
Wow.
Yeah, so flicker, beta hits, MP4 hits, black frames. I love seeing black. I don't care when I see black frames on the news, because I know how quickly those guys are trying to crank stuff out. That is at a workflow that is way faster than I ever worked. And so repeated shots, black frames,
I feel like you
weird
see the
garbage
most
frames.
Mistakes on live news because they are live.
Yeah, exactly. And so you let it go because it's live.
Like we're live.
Like we're live. Yeah. Like, I'm here. I'm a mistake. This is live. No. No, I'm not a mistake. So it's easy for me to let those go. But when I see them in channels that I look up to, is a way to put it, right? Like, say, tested. Veritasium. Other channels who have a greater following than I do, and I have been watching since before I started, and they do it. It's like, oh wow. or my favorite YouTube thing is the out of focus shot. Focus is optional.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
Yeah, I'm good at that too, actually. I just did that at work. It wasn't me specifically, but I was part of the team and I didn't check it either. So, yeah, I got to edit somebody who was in soft focus. Yeah.
The Gaussian blur.
The Gaussian, the beautiful woman 60s shot where everything's just slightly out of focus. Yeah, at least the vineyard behind it wasn't in sharp focus. I love that.
Okay. As long as your skin looked smooth, right?
Yeah, you can still see who it was, but it was just a touch out of focus. Anyway, I've rambled for quite a bit. What are our friends saying?
They're saying, "Hey, how are you?" Dan Does Junk says something about a twisted pair of ramens. I don't know. There's a lot in there.
There's a lot of twisted ramen in there.
Welcome. We have Ace here. He made it on time. Welcome.
Awesome. Hello, Ace.
Jerry Can Cosplay saying hello to everyone. Schultz Division says a good lens with Broca. Bokeh. There we go. Bokeh. I've actually never seen that word written out, I believe.
Okay. Bokheh or something like that?
Yeah.
Boceh, something like that.
Bokeh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mispronounce a lot of things.
It's all good. Tim Walton talks so much about bokeh. At least I learned from him.
Yeah, I would spell it with like a B-O-C.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. No.
Because that'd be cuter. Anyways.
It's a non-English word that we adopted, so I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because guess what? I'm going to be wrong.
But in the English style of things, we'll just make it our own.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But no, bokeh. Were you going to talk about it? Or?
No, it's just Schultz Vision's comment was a good lens with bokeh can save a lot.
Yes, it can. Bokeh are those. If you were totally in focus, and we had like a plants behind you, bush leaves or something, and you had these little points of light that come out from between the leaves, and those are out of focus, and they make these little.
We call them
blooming
ghosts on Ghost Hunters. Every time
they're
we
orbs.
watch the orbs, those are bokeh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's considered bokeh, and you can, if you know what to look for, you can tell how many blades are on an aperture of a lens because of how many sides are on the bokeh. Right? Because sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. And if they're round, then the aperture is made in such a way that you're getting a round image.
You can also get those glasses that change the lights into like stars and hearts and Christmas trees and Santa Clauses.
Yes.
They have them during the holiday times. And it's for the
I don't think I've seen the Santa Clauses, but yes.
Like they've gotten intricate where it's like full on.
Right. Yeah, they have.
So that's what I'm picturing now. I'm like,
you're not wrong.
You can make them sparklier.
You're not wrong. If you want to do bokeh for yourself without the use of a mechanical lens, just wait for an eclipse. When the sun isn't so bright and you go outside and the eclipse sunlight is going through leaves, you will see an out of focus crescent or circle or whatever, however close you are to the eclipse, projected on the ground or projected onto the wall, and kind of the same idea. So, yeah. Real life bokeh. Even though bokeh's real life anyway, because it's a mechanical, physical aspect within a lens, but that's one of the only lenses of your eye.
Science. Okay. Let's see. Dan Does Junk says, spent most of yesterday getting a 3D printer to behave. Sounds like that's what you were doing too.
I've been doing that too, yeah. Did you have any luck, Dan? Because,
finally got a filament dryer box, though.
Oh,
he did.
Cool. Okay.
So that's cool.
Currently, Shop Robot and I are doing the Reanimator thing, taking parts and mashing them back together to try and get a 3D printer to work from the dead. We have the Minga Magician Pro, which is a nice big 400
millimeter.
Got to
3D print your 3D printer. Use your 3D printer to 3D print another 3D printer.
Yeah, the Prusa does that, yeah. But we've got parts from one that's only a 250 millimeter bed with an improved nozzle, hot end, heater end, whatever, improved feeding mechanism, and an improved motherboard that actually can be flashed to be this other model. But the bigger one that we want to use Some mechanical aspect of it basically makes it a target. It's garbage. So we are in process of totally cutting up this poor little one that's never printed. It was new out of the box, and we destroyed it, and are Frankensteining it back together into this Big Magician Pro. There's been a few pictures posted on Discord. I know yesterday we finally got the X-axis to work, so we had to really rework the way the board mounts to the X-axis to help the print head move back and forth, and so I had to cut up the poor plastic bits of the new one to make it fit the old one, and then drill and tap holes in the old one to mount the new one because they completely changed the pin configuration. So it wasn't like we could just swap cables.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. My dad was a mechanic and once did a bypass switch with a light switch on my car on the ignition.
Oh.
You just kind of jerry rig it, jimmy rig it, what do we call it? You just make
exactly
it happen.
Jerry rig cosplay, that's exactly what it is.
No stranger.
No stranger.
No stranger. It needs to work.
Yes, it needs to work.
I just need it to go. And do its job, right?
Right.
I used to be so frustrated when I was learning to sew because I used a lot of shitty machines. And I found that I spent more time troubleshooting my machines than I actually did sewing, creating, making.
Yes.
That was so frustrating. I'm so over it.
3D printing's not much different.
Now I just make sure that I have needles, lots and lots of needles. Anything starts to happen, I replace my needle. First thing, rethread it, replace my needle.
Okay.
And I have like a Teflon foot.
Yeah.
I don't have a walking foot because those are too bulky. They're just too bulky.
But you have the Teflon foot.
The Teflon.
You still have the Teflon tape or that? What is the PT? What is that
tape
stuff
is? Since you've given to that has been the foot that I've been using on my sewing machine.
Oh, okay.
Because I just put.
I thought I gave you the roll of tape too, didn't I? Okay.
I still have that tape too,
good, okay.
And I'm giving it like an inch here and there to friends so
Nice.
that they can just coat the bottom of their.
Actually, I wouldn't mind getting a couple inches back to put on my machine.
I know, like it's really expensive to buy the roll of tape.
It is,
but it's really cheap to just buy a Teflon foot.
Right.
But I already have the foot, and you gave me tape, so.
Yeah, it's like PTFE tape or something like that. It's a manufacturing tape. It's a thick, clear plastic tape that is super sticky on the side that needs to be sticky. But the other side, it's for manufacturing. It is.
It's meant to glide and slide.
Yeah, nutball, glide and slide.
So leather, sequins,
vinyl
things that want to stick to the sewing machine foot and not move. It just glides right over, and I haven't fought a sewing machine. Like, I just looked up the foot, maybe take a stitch.
Because I know there's a lot of fur in the future for the brother that I've got, so I need to put some Teflon on that.
And then also, I use the thread conditioner.
Right.
And then that keeps it from getting gunked up.
Yep.
And keeps the thread going smoothly, and I'm not breaking threads all the time, and I'm not cursing and crying. So, I get it. I've worked with many things from the graves, but that's why I'm so opinionated now.
It's all good. I totally hear and appreciate what you're saying, and yes, agree with you.
Yeah, and I say this, and then the last live stream where I made the dress, not this live stream, but on my channel, where I made a dress in like 2 hours, I was in my head cursing because I really needed to change my needle. I needed a fresh needle because it was skipping a stitch every once in a while, and when it was getting a little frustrating to sew with, but I was just trying to keep it calm because I'm live sewing, and I'm like, needles aren't in this room, so we're just gonna keep fighting this. But at the same time, I knew exactly how to fix my problem.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like troubleshooting machines. I just want it to do its job. Do I have to learn printer mechanics just to push print?
Yes, you do actually.
Do I have to learn sewing machine mechanics just to be able to go? Yes.
Yeah, sometimes
yes,
you do.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yes, no, you do.
And so I get it. You just work, damn it.
Dan's talking about the filler dryer box. That's probably very similar to the thread conditioner.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's doing is
heating
the filament up so it's closer to what you want, but more specifically, it's keeping the moisture out of the roll of filament. Because
so you're not contaminating it as it melts and getting water.
Right, because if water gets into the print head, it turns into steam, and that causes air pockets and blowouts and stuff on your print. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thread conditioner, preheating. It makes a lot of sense.
I had no idea.
Yeah. You have to fight a machine like...
Oh, yeah, you do.
Why is beating it not working? Please, you're making it worse.
No, I'm gonna beat it more.
There was this heater that my friend's family would always go and kick to get to work. It was just like one of those gas heaters.
And you'd kick it and something would...
and then it would start up again. And so they finally got somebody to come look at it, and they're like, you kicked it? And they're like, we used to take turns. Go kick the heater.
You kick the heater to make it turn on. Yeah.
You kicked it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, which also, I understand. Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm sewing! Gosh darn.
Yeah. I'm kicking the machine. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Jerry King. Schultz Division. Jerry, what kind of car is she driving? Wait. Okay. Sorry. I want to see what's going on in this conversation.
That's fine. Yeah, they're having a conversation.
Okay.
Which is good.
Oh, Jerry King Cosplay. Spent most of yesterday fixing my wife's car. Thank God for YouTube videos. Right? That's making so much of a difference.
It has. Oh,
Yeah.
It has. Yeah.
Thank you, YouTube people who put content on YouTube so that I can watch things and not have to go to school or ask other people for help.
Right. Thank you to the guys that understand that lighting, microphone, and focus are important when you're trying to show someone how to fix something on your car.
Thank you people who put, like, how to fix washing machines and other boring things like that. Very specific models that are old and weird.
I can remember looking up a YouTube video a long time ago how to change the heater element on my stove. Yeah. Boring, but that was one of the first ones, like, this guy turned the light on for the stove or whatever, and I can actually see, and yeah.
Yes. Thank you, content creators.
Thank you, content creators. How to fix your windshield wiper and all that type of stuff.
Oh, there you go. Marble Guy wants to know, I have a question about Smosh. Is it a TV show? What is it all about? We keep talking about the smooshy thing.
You talk about Smosh things. It's about 3 to 4 minutes long. Smosh is a YouTube channel. It is done in a sketch comedy TV format. It is geared for 13 to 25-year-olds. It has Rocky Horror level of sexual humor. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
When I was working for it, I feel like I would tell people middle schoolers watch it, but I feel like they've grown now.
Oh, the middle schoolers have grown.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I would often say it's 13-year-old sexual humor, which it really is.
Yeah.
But the target audience was a little bigger.
But anyways, it's a YouTube channel both of us used to work for, and that's how we met each other and became friends because, stressful situations, you either, like, hate each other or have strong friendships.
Have strong friendships. And both happened at Smosh. This is one of my best, strongest friends from Smosh, and unfortunately, there's a couple of people I kind of hate. But with enough time, I don't hate anybody anymore. But in the thick of it, kind of.
I need to hear this.
Always people in charge, because I always have issues with authority.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, no. But we love them. That's where our origin story, so that's why we kind of reference Smosh a lot. So what is the Smoosh? It is an old YouTube channel we worked for a long time ago that still exists, so you can look them up. Anthony's back. Anthony's back.
They got control of their channel back, and because they got control of the channel back, because they are no longer under their previous corporate overlords, the flavor of the channel may have changed, and I'm not aware of it because I'm not paying attention. Right. The 13-year-old sexual humor may not be there anymore.
No, it's still there.
It is? Okay.
It's fully there.
All right. I don't know.
It's still Ian and Anthony.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
And it's more Ian and Anthony now that they're back together.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's more like it was. And hopefully.
I don't know. But it's entertainment. I don't watch it as much. But every once in a while, I'll see things and I'll just start laughing because I will get that joke. Like,
right.
They're making fun of... Anyways.
Okay. Oh, they're making fun of that guy. No. All good.
Yeah. Anyways, fun things. So, yeah.
So Smosh was a previous job where I met Felicia. We worked on, and that was just shy of being a full-time job. Smosh would shoot for almost a week, and then we'd have pretty much a week off, and then we'd start all over again, more or less, not quite. Shooting time is less, but there's pre-production time.
Yeah.
And we would do anywhere from 2 to 4 videos during that week.
Yep.
Which meant...
And I started out with dressing 2 people, and then they had a whole cast of people.
Yep.
And then there was also all the extras of the people on set that we would be. So, like, my job went from really, really easy to super complicated, but it was fun because, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. How often do you get to cover your boss in peanut butter? And that was gross. But
That was gross, but yeah, no, I never have. So
yeah.
Oftentimes they had what they called the Smosh house. They actually still rented the house the guys were renting when they were going to college, and they continued to shoot in the house. And I loved it when they shot at the Smosh house because that was a set I didn't have to build. Or they would go out on location, or
the park around the corner from the street,
park
or they'd get some
yeah.
Airbnbs towards the end.
Yeah, they would do that because they were getting tired of shooting the same location.
Yeah, they wanted different color walls.
Yeah. Why are all the walls white? Because every place I've ever rented has got white walls.
It's called the landlord special for a reason.
But the highest number I can remember building and stacking in the production area, both in Studio A, Studio B, and the back area, all of it was used up. 19 sets that were built on top of each other, and then in an order so they could be pulled apart during production day in order to get to the next sequence.
They changed the order on you too.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So we want to do this other way. Well, you can't because it's back there.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime it was blood, you have to give me time to reset, delete.
Well, I think we talked about this recently, or I just talked about it. I think I talked about it to Shop Ribbon recently, but they wanted to do the tiny house joke, the tiny house episode, right? And they literally said, we want a 4-foot square house. We want the set to be 4 foot square. Can you do that? It's like, sure. That's 2 foot by 2 foot, right? That's 4 square feet. I knew what they meant. So, yeah. But still, that was a great set. And then I think we redid that one 3 times, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They had sequels, yeah.
Well, I loved that couple. They were my favorite. I got to make Anthony's wedding dress, and she DIY'd it with the toilet paper.
Right.
That was my favorite. Like, I absolutely loved it. On my demo reel, I have the picture of Ian sitting down to use the bathroom in the tiny house. Right in front of Anthony.
Right, yeah. The tiny house set ended up being 3 flats. A flat at Smosh was 4 foot wide.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it was 4 foot wide, so there's 3 walls, right? 3 flats for the walls. One of them had I think we made a special door. If we didn't for the first one, we did. At some point, we made a small door.
There eventually was a door.
Yeah, there eventually was a small door. And the back wall, actually it was a little more than 4 feet because it was the fireplace set. And the fireplace mantle was just over 4 feet, so that became part of the rest of the ceiling. We actually had to build a ceiling for the set that was like 4.5 feet tall, right? So that's like a meter, 1,200 millimeters, something like that. Yeah, so the guys were hunched over it the whole time. The set had the 2-person's couch. It had the commode. It had a popcorn machine because some of them spent their life savings to buy a popcorn machine so they could sell popcorn to fund their wedding. Yeah, it was a tiny house couple.
It just got more and more ridiculous, but I loved that couple so much. They were one of my favorite characters. I shipped them. They worked well.
And I remember we had to. I think the first time we did the set, the ceiling was screwed to the walls, and because it was the easiest, fastest way to do it. But then we had to fly the ceiling, which means we had to take cables and attach the ceiling to the grid that was up like 20 feet up or 12 feet up or whatever it was. It was only like 12. 20 is way too tall. And we had to suspend the ceiling from that because the walls had to open up or fly slightly or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they just wanted it for safety. And so...
Or there was a visual gag of some sort. I remember we needed it for a reason, but I couldn't remember. I don't remember what the reason was, but I remember that we had to fly it.
And so the third time it was flown too, which adds this other weird thing of you've got this box that's got holes cut in it to make it look like it's got those soffit lights, right? So it has lighting within the set. But it has to now hang and not wiggle if the guys happen to touch it. Because ceilings aren't supposed to wiggle.
Random problems, right?
Right. Sets. Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking that one time that I didn't do the costumes that you did. You had to get the ones for Brittany, the stripy shirts, because of that gag.
Because of the stripy shirts for Brittany for that gag. Now, which one specifically? Is this the...
You did the costumes for that one. I wasn't even there on set that day, which is very rare because...
Right. I don't quite remember the stripy shirts now.
It's because she got really...
That was what I was thinking. It was the inflatable chest. It was the android girlfriend joke or whatever. And so remote control button, bigger chest. And so we... Yeah, I think I got the. I distinctly remember this fun conversation first, calling up Brittany, hey, I just got a weird question for you. Are you allergic to latex? What? I just want to make sure you're not allergic to latex, because we're going to take a couple of those kids' punching balls, put them onto a bra, then inflate them while you're wearing it so your chest gets bigger. But it's going to smell like latex. If you have an allergy, you'll break out and start sneezing. I don't think so. Thankfully, she didn't. But
Brittany was always such a good sport.
yeah, she was.
She was the girlfriend in the Jedi, if Jedi were...
Oh, if Jedi... Yeah, in the 40s.
Jedi were blank episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had that crazy... She was always just such a good sport.
Yeah, she was...
Everything.
Yeah.
But
She ended up being a host on Beyond Geek for season 2.
Yeah.
Same thing. Good sport with everything. She ended up agreeing to go and doing the wrestling episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's local wrestling clubs doing professional style wrestling. The whole thing. You know, the creating the characters, creating the stories, doing the wrestling, which is still very physical and somewhat contact, but it's not, you know, real fighting, right? So she had to go to the school and learn how to do the throws, how to land, how to all these things.
I can see her being really good at it because she's into yoga and...
Yeah, no, she was really good at it. Picked up on
Yeah.
it in a hurry. And so there's this one guy, and I still see him at cons. I see him at Stockton Con all the time. That's coming up here pretty quick too. And this guy was like 6'4", 300 pounds, a huge guy, right? Huge muscular guy. He wasn't just big. He was, linebacker.
Big wrestler.
Yeah. And yeah, she would just, he'd just go flying right over, and you want to land your feet flat on the mat because it makes a bigger noise. And yeah.
It reminds me of the grandma from, what was that show, Family Matters? She would always flip, grown up.
Huh? No, I don't. I never
okay.
saw. I know of the show, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, the old lady, she used to do that, and it was like my favorite thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Seeing little teeny tiny people, flip giant people. Yeah.
Yeah. And the cell is the thing that I remember that she just nailed. The cell is the beginning of the match. You want to come out and hype the crowd over the fantastic thing you're going to do. And so all the experienced wrestlers on down to the working their way down, right, to the least experienced, get up and want to do their cell. And this is practice, right? So we're the only ones there. We're shooting it, but we're the only ones there. And so the guy she's working with has been doing it a few times. He gets up and does his cell, and he's, there's a camera, which usually there isn't, so he's got to be nervous for that. And he does pretty good, right? Brittany gets up there, tiny little thing, blows them all out of the water.
She is an actress.
Yes, she is an actress.
She will own the stage.
And she did.
Yes.
And that's in the episode, if I remember right. Yeah.
Definitely got to work with a lot of fun people at Smosh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Weird situations.
Yeah.
But you can't say it was boring.
No, it was never boring.
Never
it was
say it was
sometimes
boring.
very stressful, but it was never boring.
Never boring.
No.
I'm now just going back into my traumatic memories, remembering weird things.
I'm sorry.
Remember when we dressed Shane up as a car?
Welcome to the Odin Makes PTSD Hour. And
Fun problems, though, right?
fun problems, yeah.
Fun problems.
Fun problems.
Okay, it looks like it's time to let all our friends in.
Oh, is
And
it?
We probably
We talked
should
all the way through it.
actually make things.
We probably should. Okay.
We will.
We will. Is it actually noon?
It is Nuno 1.
Nuno 1.
2.
Nuno 2. Oh, okay.
Nuno 2.
Let me step over here and do that.
All right.
Edit. For those of you who aren't on this, we come down here. Visibility. Public. Done.
Open the floodgates.
Opening the floodgates. Playlist.
Let our friends in.
Ghostbusters Proton Pack. Live streams. Done. Save.
And we're live.
And we live.
So, welcome.
So welcome. We are now live. Now, of course, they're not just flooding right in, which is okay, but we are live and now can be seen by anyone who's paying attention. Because
All right.
I didn't bother to post that we were doing this or anything, so I've done nothing to actually say, hey, we're
promotions.
live. No promotions. We'll see how many people show up.
Yes.
So, more on topic, but it's not here. Did you see on Discord that Ralph?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And he made a video for it, didn't he?
Yes, he did, which I actually don't have up. I wish I did. Because I don't think I'm prepared for any of it right now.
Don't worry, we're only live.
We're only live. Hey, Ralph, are you watching? If not, Dan, can you grab the link from Discord? I don't think Ralph will mind, I hope. Last stream we were talking about the V hooks that go onto the Proton Packs. Oh, by the way, we're live. Hi, I'm Odin. Welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. It's Sunday, and I'm here with
Felicia. Look it. We've been making this for almost 3 years. Remember when there was this panorama?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's been a very long time we've been working. I updated to episode 30 for the Neutrona one.
Whoa! Sorry, it's just kind of blowing my mind because, I blinked and it's too
Right.
late.
And the first year was weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we made a lot of stuff too.
We did.
This one has really dragged on, but it's because
Right.
we've really let it.
We let it. We pat it. We talk. We're not focused.
But we're kind of like making it better than.
We would have.
Yeah. We're not slapping it together. We're taking our time.
Right.
We're enjoying the process, and we're doing it live so y'all can see our mistakes.
Right. And we're making some cool friends.
More.
dang
That's
it.
why we brought him up.
That's why we brought it up. I was in a hurry and left. So I had a package. It's at home. Damn it.
It could have been what.
It pertains to this. It was the one that someone asked about last week. I can't remember his name right now because it was on the package. Louis Causey, I think. Louis was asking if I got the package, and I did like Tuesday.
Okay, so you just got it,
and
then you forgot
last
it.
Tuesday. So it's been sitting there for 2 weeks.
We could have had mail, but it's okay.
We could have had mail. He sent a ton of links for other really good builds, other good how-to things for Proton Packs. He sent patterns for ghost traps, patterns for the thing that goes in the side of your belt, the gizmo. He sent leather patterns for the key ring item holders. He sent patterns for the P-tube. He sent pills of Azo.
Wow.
So there's like 4 pills for dying P-tubes. He sent a serious care package that within itself has got
awesome.
a lot. Yeah.
I'm really excited. Like, this project has been one of those things that I got super excited about, and I haven't lost the momentum. I'm not ready for it to be finished yet, though.
Agreed.
Because then it'll be done and it'll be over with. And then
what are we
it'll
gonna
just
do?
be sitting on a wall or hung up and displayed somewhere.
Yeah.
But for now, it's been enjoying it. But Ralph, he has his YouTube channel. We never got to his stuff.
No, we didn't. I got distracted.
I know, we totally do. Let's get more distracted. But we were talking about the V-hooks last week.
We were.
And we were talking about different ways of troubleshooting how to do that. And
Right.
Ralph has a YouTube channel where he does a lot of metal work and
Metal casting and
casting.
smelting, casting.
Smelting, but yes.
Smelting's
Yeah,
right because
okay.
he does a lot of recycling. He will pull the metals out of electronics. He'll pull the metals out of discarded materials. There's ways of going about purifying them because you can do different temperatures and the layers, the levels will drop out of whatever medium. I've had someone else talk to me about it. There's a aqua clear or whatever it's called, and you do it right, and it'll suspend the gold, and the other heavy metals will fall out of it, and then you process that secondary time, and you can extract the gold out of it. So that type of stuff. Fun stuff.
And so he was asking us about the V-hook, and you
Right.
came up with a couple solutions.
Yep.
And then he figured them out on his channel,
He did.
and he made a couple of V-hooks.
Yes, he did.
And shared the progress with us on Discord, and so we got to watch them get made from
Yes.
theory to conception, which is very fascinating.
So, for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure all of you do know, the V-hook is the 2 pieces that go on the Proton Pack. There's the hook is... There's a part of the pack and a part
Holds
of the wand, so
to
the wand
the
attaches
pack.
to the pack.
Yeah.
So it's something that takes abuse because you're doing this movement on it, and all the hoses and everything else is hanging off this hook, off the wand attached to the pack. So the Ghostbusters we talked to at the con were afraid of using 3D printed ones because they didn't want them to delaminate and have the hook fall off.
Because that's horror stories that
That's horror stories they've been involved in. When Chris did his, we're using Chris's patterns, he cut some out of wood and then formed it with PVC. He smashed a PVC pipe.
Yeah, he smashed a PVC pipe to make the V-hook.
Which totally works. And I just said, wouldn't it be nice to cast them out of aluminum? And that's where Ralph came in.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed a V-hook from a STL file that I had from Ghostbusters fans and emailed it to the Netherlands, where it's now been resin printed, cast in metal casting sand, and because he'd made like that sand mold, which is not at all what I was expecting, because mentally it's always been plaster of Paris, and poured them out of aluminum. So he's got at least 2 sets, and he said he might be doing like 2 or 3 more this weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole collaborative effort.
Yes.
It's bigger than us now.
Bryce sent us holsters and I can't remember all the names. It sucks because you guys deserve credit.
We should
Other
write their
people
names
told
on
us
the
about
pieces that they
Mobies.
gave us.
Oh God.
You're like, I can't keep up with that.
I got 3 years of research to find this stuff.
We've been all working on this for a while now.
Right.
Yes, looks like there's a
There's a super chat. I saw that pop up, but we were talking about Ralph. What's this one from?
Chase Hulk Kill.
Oh yeah, Chase has been helping too.
Hey Odin, have you seen Blue Eye Samurai yet? I love to see you tackle Mizu's sword or hat also. Here's my bribe again to get you to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Thank you, Chase. But seriously, thank you for the super chat, Chase. Much appreciated. Much appreciate the bribe.
It's actually been 2 years. But I think we started doing these live streams in general during 2020.
I think we started the live stream. We started in general in 2020, and then we started this.
Like the Proton Pack itself.
Proton Pack itself started the
Last
new year,
year.
I think, in 22.
Yeah.
So it was all of 22 and all of 23, or it was like
Dang.
part of 21. That feels about right. I would have
Yeah,
to go and
because
look.
we definitely skipped some time. Like, we
Yeah.
skipped weeks and months at times here and
Yeah,
there.
we get distracted, and shows would happen, or we did side quests, and we had guests come on and eat hot peppers, and I know the backpacks got to the high 20s, and then we jumped to the wand without completely finishing the backpacks.
Yeah, 'cause
and
we
that
still need to
restarted
do
the
the
counter.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's one of those things I was thinking about. I'm like, we should probably cut out the backs. Because I'm like, what are we working on today? And I'm like, if we're not working on this, we could probably do that. And then,
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we'll figure it out when we get there. It's live. We figured this out live.
So materials are being bought to make the 3D printer work, which in turn will help with this project. Currently ordering tools to do ribbon cables, which may or may not help with this project for getting some of the electronics to work. So, which technically this is a ribbon cable, but we're actually working with, modern 26-pin ribbon cables for the Mingda.
So we get to encapsulate this today.
We get to encapsulate this today. And what I was thinking about doing, like I got that end, which we worked on last week, and they're still hot glued. That's clamped to the table, and then I got these 1, 2, 3 blocks to help hold the stick steady because it's not long enough to reach to the other end. Mm-hmm. My thought was, if we figure out about where it needs to go, which, I actually might need to move them. I think I may have made it a little too long. I might need to take one block out. I got a secondary piece of wood that will reach across the table. If we clamp this down to the other side of the table, we can then start on one end and start hot gluing these on this end under tension, under a little bit of tension, and then we can actually possibly start taping it. That makes sense. I want to hold it. I want to hold it close to where I want it before I start bothering to tape it. Otherwise, we're going to get Ma Bell and not a Proton Pack.
What if we did something like this, where we kind of moved the loom down as we taped it down to the end?
I don't think it's gonna.
You don't think it's gonna work? All right.
My idea may not work either, but
What I really want is that stuff that they use for diamond painting. It's this clear, sticky stuff, and you just smoosh the diamonds onto it.
oh, okay.
So it's just clear, and you really just, as you go,
Right.
smoosh, 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 smoosh.
Okay.
I just want it to be easy.
I want it to
And
be
in
easy
my
too.
head, it's easy, but
Yeah.
in practicality,
Right. The other thing that I keep trying to remind myself is, while I want to make a perfectly flat, nicely encapsulated ribbon cable, because that's what it's supposed to be, it ends up being twisted up and covered in schmutz and hidden behind. So it needs to be close, Odin. It doesn't need to be perfect.
lies, Shh, hypocrisy. Go sit in the corner.
Sorry.
It needs to be perfect. Screen accurate.
I don't like the corner. There's no cameras over here.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I think we need to take one of these out
and smoosh it all down.
and scoot this.
I will let you smoosh.
Okay.
I will read comments. Oh, we got lots of people
please.
here.
Good, I'm glad.
Aurora Ray Country says, hello, Felicia
We
and
have lots of
Odin.
people here.
Name's
Hello, Aurora.
Sarah. My other half got me following you.
Ooh.
I've taken a lot of Felicia's craft advice, flaw into a feature. Aww. Thank you. Thank you. No, I really feel like crafting needs to be fun. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah, if it's not fun, it's work.
Right? But apparently this is what I do for work, so...
Right.
Are you bringing it down to only one?
Yeah, I'm bringing it out to only one.
They're just over a meter, or are they just over a yard?
No, you're right. They are. And this is a yard. I just didn't think about it. I was like, trying to get stuff done.
So if we did it at the yard market, technically should
Where am
we?
I at? Oh, I'm good here. Okay.
Got our wiggle room? Hold on.
We'll probably need to get some of this junk now. Now it's going past the wood, right?
Yeah, now it's going past the wood.
Okay.
These ones are. There's a couple that are a little...
There's a couple that are short, so this is good.
The short ones? Yes.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check.
So my thought was, we have 2 sets going on here. We got one whole set that can just wait.
Yeah.
And then this one, if we start on the closest edge, because that's the
Strand
easiest
to strand.
And strand to strand, just bring it down here. I'll need to clamp this end down and start doing the same thing. Put a dot of hot glue, glue this sucker down.
Yeah.
And then do the next one and work our way across. And since we're not separating the colors and organizing the colors, hopefully this process will take less than 2 hours.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But it's going to take,
It takes time.
It does.
In all
I gotta
reality-
turn the hot glue gun. I gotta turn the hot glue gun on.
I love that hot glue gun.
It's the Ryobi Noisy Cricket hot glue gun. Felicia, tell them what they won.
You guys didn't win anything.
That's
I
true,
won the
sorry.
hot glue gun. No. In all reality, I found my other hot glue guns yesterday, and
Yeah.
I was wondering why I even have them, and then I realized they're decoys. When somebody wants to borrow my hot glue gun, here you go. Take this one.
Take this one.
It looks really impressive because it's a Gorilla Glue gun and I overspent on it, but the heating mechanism here overheats way too much, and so my hot glue doesn't even make it to the end of the extruder, which is extremely frustrating. So
Right.
they
Well,
could use that one.
It may be designed specifically for Gorilla hot glue sticks, which might be even higher temperature.
Even still,
Okay.
it does feel nice in my hand.
So the only complaint I have with this guy.
Is that it really needs... This one's been gone to cons, so people have used it and abused it.
This is the new one.
This is the new one?
This is the new one
mine's
already,
fine.
although this may be the older gun. It's great the way it works because you set it down, and as long as the light lights up, it's got connection from the handle to the base where the battery is, and it's warming up the tip, which is not warm, thankfully. The problem is it can wiggle, and the light doesn't come on, which is not on my side because I'm trying to present the name to the camera. And if it's not lighting up, then the heat element's not heating up, and it's not heating up, right?
Yeah.
It works really well for what it's designed for, which is a single person crafting easily without it. But when you take this to a public area where people are expecting a kind of a feedback, a haptic feedback, a click, and there's no click, they then slam it because it's not clicking. They're not putting it on right, and it's not a happy hamper.
Yeah, I don't have that issue with mine, but I also don't bring mine to share with friends. I let them use my bad ones. Oh, that one works. I think
Okay.
it's the gun.
Maybe it's the gun. Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, I've had 2 or 3 of these. 3 of these. And only, I think 2 of the bases work. Like one base is totally shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the little tabs attached to the gun, it's just...
Yeah, but we also brought those to Cosplay Repair and just kept handing them to strangers
Yeah.
to use your equipment.
And I'll
over
keep
over.
doing that because Ryobi likes it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it because when they start using it, they go, "Oh my gosh, I got no strings to hold me down."
Yeah, and they built their cosplay. They have a good idea how to fix it. If they're
Exactly.
comfortable, let them do it.
You
I
don't-
can help someone else.
Right? I have no fingerprints left.
Yeah.
Let's go do crimes. No. And what's really nice is that there's not a question about order because they're in rainbow order.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo.
I was also just thinking we could go one by one.
Yep.
But
We can totally do one by one. I just wanted to see what they look like all flat together.
Okay.
You know, as we go down.
yeah, please.
Because why not?
Because why not? You know, we sort of have a shot that shows this, but not very well. When we get going on the second one, we probably cut to it. But this is kind of what we're working with.
Yeah.
Just trying to stretch it out. We had asked the Ghostbusters, the 916 Ghostbusters, when they were there at the con, the last con we were at, how long it was.
Do you know who the guy we asked interviewed name was?
No. Did
Because
we
I
not
remember,
get it?
because everybody kept talking, saying, talk to this guy, and I saw that guy, and I was like, let's talk to you. And the one question I didn't ask him, what's your name?
Although I think
it
the
said on
9
his shirt. I think it may have said on his shirt.
Okay, hopefully his name is on his shirt. Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to go, I think we're friends on Instagram now, so I want to look him up so that I can
Right, well that
say
happens.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned working at TV, especially when a full script wasn't necessarily given to the editor, as soon as the cameras are rolling, as soon as the guy is mic'd up, you got sound, okay, I want to ask you the first easiest question. Can you please say and spell your name and what title you would like underneath it in the lower third?
Oh, look at you. Being smart. Look at you. It's like
my
you know
name
what
is
you're
Odin
doing.
Abbott. That's ODINABBOTT, and my title is Captain Turdwhacker.
And that also gives you a chance to check your mics. Damn.
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh. This is just pure
Yeah, it helps a
experience.
lot. And having oftentimes when you're out in the wild, you end up interviewing somebody you weren't prepared for.
Uh-huh.
And their name isn't going to be in the documentation. This happened all the time doing stuff in schools.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to ask the students, hey, can you give me your first name? Then you just use the first initial. You don't do the full name, right? And last name, and then it's just whatever student. But yeah, you need to have it.
Yes. Okay.
It also happens to work out that at that point, you have their name, you have their thing. It becomes this, and you are aware you're being recorded, and we're going to use this for our show, right? Because that's also something else you want to get. So don't.
So at least if
consent.
they did sign something, they at
Yeah.
least gave verbal.
The verbal on tape, and that is.
All right. Should we make a mark of? It should be this wide between here and here, so that we are within. We're not getting wonky.
I was worried about wonky. It comes back to being twisted. I was thinking as long as the first one, because I was literally going to go one at a time. As long as I have the first one.
Okay.
My thought was, under tension, glue it down, and then take the next one, keep it right next to it, glue it down. Even if it's
Starts to
diagonal,
vary. We'll
it's-
twist. Yeah.
it doesn't
Okay.
matter. But yes, I worried about that too.
I
I really did.
right. I get it.
Yep.
Okay. So hot glue is hot.
Hot glue is hot. I need hot glue sticks.
That too, right?
Yep.
Oh, guess who's in the chat?
Hello, Marble Guy. No, who's in the chat? Is it Ralph?
Yes.
Sweet, Ralph. Ralph, we were just talking love stories about you.
He says, "Oh dear."
Dude, if you don't mind sharing the private YouTube channel link you shared to Discord with the aluminum casting test that you did, it's a 1 minute long video. Please share that in the chat because that was awesome, and I'd love it if people could see that.
Yes. And if you make an actual a big video out of it, we totally send people to YouTube.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because thank you. And that's awesome. And it's been fun watching you do it. Stefan Keller says, welcome from Germany, you two arena. Awesome. I think it's supposed to say awesome. Daniel Knight says, so I got some good ones, whatever that means. Bryce New says, hey guys, thanks for continued shout outs on my holsters. I made you guys.
Oh,
I
yes.
love the creative ways you guys are doing to make these packs. Always willing to answer questions you have. Thank you. We appreciate. Lone Bama guy. I can butcher anyone's name.
Is this Alabama, Alabama?
Maybe. Is this part of the build that you were dreading? Wiring? No, this is the fun part of the wiring that I was looking forward to. It's where we get to make rainbow cables, and they have to be pretty, but they don't actually have to function.
Yeah, this is the artsy portion of wiring. The part we're dreading is the part where it actually has to work.
Although I did enjoy learning how to solder. Solder. I don't know. It's just both fun to say. And I am looking forward to that when we get there. Just not yet.
So yesterday we cleaned up the shop in order to bring the Emmy project back inside because of the
So you
storms.
lost everything?
And so the 10 bags of hot glue that I bought, I don't know where they went.
I spy with my little eye
Yeah.
hot glue in the shop.
Oh, I got tons of the big sticks.
Well, that hot glue gun works too, and it has the constant heat. Do you have your big hot glue gun? What if we just put a heat gun on a hot glue stick? No, we don't have the hot glue sticks.
Well, we do. We have the big hot glue sticks. Do I have a big hot glue gun down here?
Do you?
So I think that's all in the bottom of the cosplay repair stuff too. Because I end up taking both when we go.
Nobody's on screen. It's okay.
Well, my butt is.
Welcome to Odin's Butt.
Hey! Hot glue sticks fell from heaven.
I spy with my little eye. You know, that
Ryobi
book was
brand
just
mini
training
hot
me
glue
for
sticks.
grown-up poet.
What was that now?
The I Spy books. I feel like that was just training me for my job.
Oh, yeah, that's totally just training you for being a grown-up.
Right.
Especially grown up with kids. I spy with my little eye something dangerous that's going to make the garbage disposal blow up.
That sounds like a story.
I'm kind of making it. So my favorite one, I'm a stepfather, by the way, right? Had two kids. Having them do the dishes, okay? Easy enough. But not really explaining there's a different type of dish detergent you use for a dishwashing machine versus when you're hand washing. And so you come into the kitchen and they're literally pouring Dawn into the dishwasher.
Oh, lovely.
It's like, oh, this is going to look like the end of Ghostbusters with Stay Puft Foam Marshmallow Man everywhere.
Look, we have these lines.
Oh, you got lines?
We have lines we can follow, so it's just within this, right there. That's straight.
That's straight?
From here to here, following that line without crossing it, it's straight.
It's straight. Okay, can I have the next one?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Here's the next one.
Thank you. What's awesome is my eyes are just shy, so I'm not worried as long as I stand here. I'm not going to end up looking like, classical, mythical Odin. Hey, Odin, how did you lose your eye? Doing crass with Felicia. What did you learn from that? Keep a distance. Which ones do I want to go? You had to be two.
I know. Sorry.
I mean, they can, if you want to, twist the hair, we can.
I was just untwisting them together because they were stuck.
Okay. All right. This is starting to solidify, which is good. That means I don't have to hold it.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Sean Woodward. Hello, Odin. I've been watching your build since DIY Prop Shop.
Oh, wow.
Where you made Cloud's fusion sword from Final Fantasy.
Hello, Sean.
7? No,
7.
Advent
Children.
Yeah.
It was the direct-to-video sequel to the chapter 7 of the game.
Oh. Dan Junk says, I had to stick some floor mat foam in one of the glue gun holsters so it can sit in a way to light up the gun.
That makes sense.
Yes.
And already I'm seeing that this is mostly working, but it's not 100%.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Because in the center, the wires are still
Kind of flappy.
kind of floppy. So
But
it's going to
we're
be a
gonna
little
tape
bit
it.
of both. Yeah.
You just smoosh it and then you smoosh it and then
Right.
you kind of like
you kind of smoosh it. And I was considering having
Wait,
to put...
wait. It's this guy. I
Okay.
handed you the wrong one.
So I need to peel the last one off?
No, this one. Sorry,
okay.
the one I just handed you. You
Oh,
let go
okay.
of it and fixed it before we got off.
Well, so wait. All right. I don't want to ruin this thing.
Well, you let go of the right one, and I handed you the right one.
Oh, good.
So we good. Before
So we
it
good
got
now.
good.
So.
Yeah. Like you see it, they get tangled a little bit at the top.
Yeah, tangled a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. One of the things I was considering we might have to do is put a piece of wood underneath them to help support them.
Yeah, sort of like a monocle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then tape down against that.
Yeah, so
and then
we're-
flip it over. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll probably do it like the most roundabout way possible, but we'll get there eventually.
Right.
Eventually.
We're doing it the most labor-intensive way we possibly can, only to find out that
There's a million easier ways to go about
there's
this.
a million easier ways that other guys in jumpsuits have already figured out.
But is it as entertaining? Probably.
Probably not.
Uh,
Mostly, I'm just really excited that since we're only using Cat 5 and Cat 6 cable, that the different manufacturers use different colors of wire, so we get a better rainbow.
But the thing is not everybody can see all the colors.
No, especially not for at home right now.
Yeah. Took one of those little color tests, like how many stripes can you see? Apparently I can see a lot of colors.
Yeah, I believe actually women usually have better color recognition than men do in general.
Like, I think I have the extra cone.
You got the extra cone?
Yes, because I can really see color differentiations and I didn't realize it.
Okay. So it also medically proven that there are some women who have, you have rods and cones in your eyes, and so you can see 3 colors, because it's the 3 colors in light and dark, basically. I'm really simplifying this. There are some women who can see a 4th color, and because of that, they have a wider range of hues and other colors that they can see. And I was talking, and
did you get off?
One of them.
The one you're on is the right one.
Okay. It didn't stick as well. It wasn't as long as the others. This is one of the short ones. And then, I'm talking and looking at the camera and trying to do the whole be a host thing. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
It's funny. Well, let's just keep going. We're committed.
Yeah.
We're committed.
Totally. It's working. And thankfully the hot glue gun isn't so hot that it's burning me, because I'm certainly using my fingers to swoosh it.
Yeah. You don't need fingerprints, do you?
No, that's highly overrated. I don't want to be identified.
Yeah. And I haven't poked out your eye yet.
Not yet, because I got closer. You got a chance now. I appreciate the effort of not.
Wait, which one do you have?
The blue one.
Okay, you're good. Sorry. There was a blue crossing, and I just wanted to make sure that I handed you the right one.
Fumes coming off the nose.
Yeah.
It's cold in here, too.
It's cold in here, and then whenever... Yeah.
Louis Cossey says, have no fear, Louis Cossey is here.
Louis, I was just talking about you. Got your package, then promptly forgot it, sitting at home.
So, next time.
Next time. But I did open it up, and it was really freaking cool. And I talked about it a little bit, but yeah. Very, very cool. Much appreciated.
You got it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was reading, and I...
That's fine.
Dan Junk says, the guy Odin was helping with the Proton Pack strap was Jones. It was what he had on his uniform.
Jones. Oh, okay.
So that's the one you help with this pack. But I don't think that's the guy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll have to go through.
Let's go through and look at the pictures. That's what Dan probably did. Or he's just got a really good memory. Dan might have a really good memory.
Yeah, but he wasn't there when we did the interview.
Okay.
That was the next day.
Right, that was. It was Sunday we did the interview.
Yeah. Here comes the black.
Here comes the black one. All right.
It's a good indicator of here.
We're about halfway through already.
Yes. He's turned 57. Did he say Captain Turd Whacker?
Yes, I did. That's Captain. Thank you very much.
Daniel Knight. Odin, did you got something on your chin?
I do. I got a boo-boo on my chin. So a little dark spot right over here. Yeah.
Sharp things are sharp.
Sharp things are sharp. So those of us who choose to shave our face in the shower, which I do, don't always have a mirror. They get used to doing, the touch as you're shaving to see where you're shaved. You haven't been shaved, which makes me think of Geordi LaForge from Star Trek, because that's what his character said he did. So I'm spacing out and thinking about what I'm going to be doing once I'm out of the shower, and not what I was actually doing. So I have one hand up, feeling, and then I bring the razor up, bump off my finger, and hit my chin. Not with the 4 sides or however many. No, with the one single blade that's in the backside, because there's like this backside grooming blade a lot of razors have for. Yeah, I hit myself with that one, and I knew immediately I flayed myself. And then and you touch the towel, red, and you get out and like, all right, and steamy mirror. You can't quite see yourself, but you see red. Yeah, just hard diagonal line where the razor hit, and then and yeah, it's something about adult what? Sharp things are sharp, hot things burn.
Hot things are hot, sharp things are sharp.
Sharp things cut, hot things burn. Sharp things burn, hot things cut.
Oh, Ralph Mork says there will be a full video for his V-clips. So
That is awesome.
yes, go check that out when it's up. We'll let you know.
Right. Yes,
share.
please.
Let us know so we can let them know.
Ralph's super excited about what you got going on there. Is it the brown one?
Yes, sorry. I am reading comments and they're making me laugh.
That is fine and good. I'm glad you're reading comments and we are participating with our viewers because that is what the. While we were joking earlier about taking a long time to get the packs built, the reality is doing a live stream is a way of interacting with you guys. And that is almost more important than getting a project done. Having a project is because that's what the channel's about.
So it's about the journey, not the destination. Or isn't... Or
Something like that.
something like that. Boink, a boink, a
Yeah.
boink, a boink, a boink, a boink, a boink, a boink.
A boink! Boink! You don't really need those eyeballs. You got another one. Why are you complaining?
Okay. Ralph Mork said he'll put it on the Discord for sure, so we can share it from there.
Oh, sweet. Much appreciated.
Smoosh.
Smoosh.
You
Smooshy.
smoosh it and then you smoosh it.
Yeah, it may not be that hot. Was it hot enough to grab? Oh, good, it was.
Yeah, I was like, hey, look it's ready. If I wait for you, it won't be. So I'm just gonna smoosh it
That's
right
fine.
there.
Well, I was waiting for you, then I thought, oh, hey, I've almost got a camera angle.
I'm distracted because I'm kind of reading.
That's fine. You are doing what we should be doing.
Eastern 57 says, my company throws out rolls of the 3M ribbon cable. We're not allowed to take it even though it's trash.
Oh, that's sad. Well, yeah, that's sad. The problem is somebody in the past more than likely abused that. Because that, long time ago, I sold shoes for Sears. And same issue. We would get shoes that we couldn't sell, but were still good enough that they should have been donated, right? They should have been donated to somebody who otherwise couldn't get shoes, or they would just be better than what they would, but we couldn't do that. We had to actually destroy the shoes, cut them up with a box knife, make them completely unwearable, and then we could throw them away because at that point it was actually a loss, and the company could.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really sad fact about fashion in general.
Right.
Because
and just,
it's better for it to be destroyed than end up on poor people.
yeah, basically.
But
There's probably a little more to it than just that, but yeah, it has to do with taxes and profit and loss, and
wastefulness. But it's okay.
we live in a disposable world, so why not dispose of the world?
Boink. Grusin says, hello there, Odin and Felicia. How you doing today?
Doing well. I heard your name, so I stopped making stupid sounds. Hey, Groot! Are we almost done with the first one?
We are almost done.
Cut to 3.
Cut to 3.
Yeah, go cut to 3. This is what we're working on. So we'll get the... Is this the right one? No, that's the wrong
It's
one.
this one.
Okay.
You had a
It's this one.
50-50 chance.
I did. Oh, is it really down to just 2?
Where is it? There it is.
My arm!
Now this is our guitar strings.
Basically.
Oh, who's that package? There's a package in the background. I'm like, who's that addressed to?
This one down here. That's addressed to this building and to me. What was in it? It's just a bunch of cables now. Is this one of my cable doom boxes? Yeah, this is one of my cable doom boxes that just says cables. So it's just full of old video cables.
I was just being nosy because whenever like people
That's
have
fine.
like pictures and stuff, I look at the backgrounds a lot
Oh yeah, no, that's
because
fine.
that's like entertaining to me.
Stupid entertaining things. I love watching period piece shows and movies, right? or when I'm watching period piece things. Period pieces meaning time of certain
Not the time of the month.
not the time of the month, but a certain point in time. So watching a show that supposedly took place in the early 70s. And they're nailing most everything that I can see on the screen, but all the outlets are 3-prong plug outlets. And it's like, so I go and look and, okay, they existed. The characters in the show I was watching were pilots with a really nice house, so maybe they had the brand new fandangled grounded plugs, but they were not that common because I was alive in the 70s, and most of the plugs I remember only had 2. They didn't have the grounding. But it existed. And then same thing with Super 8. There was it was the film with the kids that happened to, or trying to make a science fiction movie using Super 8mm film, and they happened to get an alien on film and then befriend them, whatever. It was a fun movie. Same thing, I saw a close-up of the box for the film that they were using, the Kodak Super 8 film, and it had a barcode. And it was just kind of like, all right.
But barcodes didn't exist until...
No, it was, for the time period of the film,
okay.
it was possible.
Because I know those
highly
started as
doubtful, in my opinion. It was like wishful thinking, but possible.
So I'm following this
That's
line
fine.
right here, so that, hold on.
Which I'm sure,
Yeah, right there, so good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Which I would imagine in a similar way you would think about with certain fabrics that someone comes on and it's,
They had chucks in the Marie Antoinette movie. You know when they're going...
chucks?
Yeah, they were going through the shoes, of all her shoes, and there were purple chucks. Just tucked in there.
Just for the fun of it.
I think so. They had to be just there for the fun of it. Somebody put those there, but...
Somebody put them there for and Chuck's being Chuck Taylor being the Converse. Okay.
The Converse, and they're light purple Converse.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's there for people. Like, honestly, a lot of times, like, at Smosh, there's, like, continuity issues and other, like, really things that I have to pay attention to their clothing and stuff.
Right.
And there's times where it's like, you know what, we couldn't do it right for one reason or the other.
Right.
And it's like, if they notice, I will be flattered. Thank you for paying attention to my job so much that you noticed that I have the wrong socks or I have the wrong this. Or, you know what I mean? And they say it in the comments. I would take that as like, they notice. They give a shit about what I do.
Yes.
Because when I do my job well, nobody notices.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
As a true artist, when you do
artist, exactly. If I'm a good editor, nobody notices I did any editing. If you're a good magician, no one notices what's going on with your hands. They're just impressed by the trick. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they put those shoes in there in Marie Antoinette was just so that people would,
see it.
For those that notice and want to, they would see it.
I'm sure you're 100% right. So for those of you keeping score at home, we are now starting the second cable already. And according to the clock in the wall, not even 1 minute has gone by. Because there's no battery in that clock. It's dead, Jim.
Never. Eastern 57 says, get your mind out of the gutter, Felicia. Never. Steve D. Always blur your background on work video calls, as it is interesting to read what's on the walls behind people. Some juicy stuff sometimes on whiteboards.
Yes. Yes. There are 2 backgrounds I often use for my work meetings, Teams meetings. Mm-hmm. Within Teams, you have the ability to either blur your background or drop in a virtual background. And I'm not quite sure how the software figures out where the green screen needs to go, but it does a pretty darn good job for not having any kind of chroma key. I have 2 pictures that are routinely used. One of them is this, without me standing in it, so it's just the back of the shop with Mechagodzilla. And the other one, I took a close-up of the battery compartment for the DJI Phantom 4 drone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had the DeLorean set.
Oh, it'd be nice if I...
That doesn't exist anymore, does it?
It doesn't exist. I might actually have a blank of it somewhere. Because the batteries for the Phantom 4 are these huge brick-like batteries, and the way the plastic was made inside, it looks like the shuttle bay for the next generation. So those are the ones I often use.
I usually just sit in front of my china cabinet and I set up like I style it to make myself laugh usually, like with.
Oh, okay.
You know, I have interesting things and I like to
Right.
put them there, make it look normal, but then also have like a Godzilla eating garden gnomes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on one of my Zoom meetings and I was laughing because I think they noticed it.
Good.
But nobody said anything because they were way too polite.
Of course. Or they just know that this is you, and why wouldn't this be normal?
True. No, it was people I had. Well, only one person I knew from that meeting, but just laughing because fun problems, right?
Right.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. In Advixen says, in A Knight's Tale, the director pointed out how the horns would play modern music.
Yep.
And he felt so guilty for it. But why? I appreciated that about.
He felt
Knight's
guilty
Tale.
about it. That was the point.
Yeah.
Kind of the Knight's Tale was
Did
a
people
movie
really
about
think
jousting.
that was supposed to be historically accurate in any form or fashion?
Not in any way. With the peasant getting to no. Knight's Tale is about jousting, and it is presented as a modern sports movie. So it has the modern sports music.
Movie?
Yeah, in the style of a modern sports movie.
Okay,
so you've
yes,
got
that
the
makes sense,
modern styles. The way the crowds are reacting and the music is like watching a modern sports movie, but it's jousting, medieval jousting. And so because that was kind of the way it was, it's just the culture wasn't there to play those pieces of music and whatnot. But
I really liked that movie.
Yeah.
It was funny.
yes, and it's got Paul Bettany, which is Vision from MCU. There's lots of him walking around naked on the streets.
Yes, there is. Naked men.
The thing I really like about the movie is actually he wanted an overly dramatic visual style of the jousting sticks breaking, and needed it to be super dramatic because it was important, right? When the sticks are breaking, you're losing, so they couldn't just snap. What they ended up doing is hollowing out jousting sticks and then filling them up with uncooked linguine. And so then you would score the sticks to break where you wanted them to break.
Linguine's just thicker than spaghetti, right?
Linguine is flat spaghetti.
Yeah, it's flat spaghetti.
It's
Sorry,
flat.
I just wanted
That's
to
okay.
picture the noodles snapping. I'm like,
Yeah.
which noodle specific? Okay.
And that way, because the linguine would twist in the air, so they would pop apart, explode, you would have
I'm gonna have to watch
pasta
that movie
going
and look
everywhere.
for all the spaghetti.
Yeah,
Linguine.
and it's uncooked spaghetti, it's uncooked pasta in order to make that effect work. Yeah, which I thought was really cool.
Right? I love, we have to solve this problem.
Yeah, I want it to look like this. That's not the way wood works. It would have to be rotting and dry and dead, and you wouldn't use that to knock somebody off a horse. Yeah, but it'll look cool. Yeah, right, it'll look cool, sure.
Right? It's
I
like
have
modern
to agree with that.
explosions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Bond. I'm going to overheat this electrical motor, and it's going to explode in a huge ball of flame because somewhere there's gasoline stored too. Oh, that's right. It's stored in a 55-gallon drum right on top of the charges the effects team used to make the explosion happen.
Okay. I was checking this line, the top line versus the bottom line that we started with, and they're more or less staying lined up, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yay! It's semi-working. We can't complain.
Not too much. So yeah, if you want to watch a modern action film, don't overthink the action part.
If you want to watch a film, don't overthink it. And if you're noticing
Yeah.
those little details, appreciate the person who put them there.
Right. We'll all just agree that getting hurt in a movie is a plot point
We have a problem.
and not wouldn't actually cause distress to the person. What do
All
we
right,
do?
so this one was tucked in and crossed all the way over here, and it should be
Oh, I see.
right in here. So these ones are all off.
Okay.
So it needs
So
to
it just needs to kind of go here.
yeah, right in between them.
Okay.
So we can either pop these all off and
No,
just
I'll just smoosh it.
you'll just smoosh it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The very, very ends are probably going to end getting cut off anyway, so I'm not
Okay. Cool.
too stressed.
Yeah, that one was tricky. It was just whoop, being sneaky.
Run DMC suddenly comes to mind. Tricky.
Yeah. When I coached gymnastics, we were told to say things are tricky, not hard, because kids don't want to do hard things, but they can figure out tricky things.
Yeah. That's, yeah, I can agree with that.
So it's like not your bad leg, it's your tricky leg.
It's a tricky leg. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, yeah.
The power of language.
It is.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, that's cool. Scott Love to Draw says, "Hi guys, I just rewatched your giant Lego props, which inspired my giant cardboard Batman minifigure for a class project."
Oh,
That
that's
is
awesome.
awesome.
Need to get the video currently working on finished, which isn't going to be quick because I'm not on the schedule I was on. But when that is done, I'm going to start working on a giant Lego figure. In fact, Dan is working on one too. We got a local shop that had some requests, so making some special giant Lego figures. Oop, that popped off.
It's okay.
Tension. Tension! Stay! Okay.
You smoosh it and you smoosh it.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you
I'm
smoosh it.
smooshing it, yeah. The
Daniel,
thing I'm slightly afraid of is once we put packing tape on it, if this thing ends up just looking like it's wires wrapped in packing tape.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm just really afraid once we start putting packing tape on these things, hopefully it doesn't just look like wires wrapped up in packing tape.
The thing is like I think we need to use like that really thick, good quality. Like
Right.
I think we have to go to the like store and pick out the right tape.
Okay, we might.
Because I think that stuff looks like packing tape.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Because I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. No, it's not. This it
This isn't quite what you wanted.
It's the wrong texture.
Yeah.
But how do you order that online?
Probably by looking at the
figure out
mill
a-
thickness. Yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily, because the
Well, it should tell you the thickness. You got your heavy duty and whatnot, and the thickness of the tape, because that's in my head that's what it would be. It's how thick is the paper, how thick is the tape.
yeah.
But yeah, there's they're parallel, but they are
Yeah.
not flat.
Okay,
Of
so
course,
they
they're
get a
in
little
space.
wild, and then they go back to being narrow. But if you
Okay.
smoosh them down like this with them all still together,
Okay.
they're within this line and this line.
They are
And they stay within those lines up until we get to here when
Okay.
they match the same at this one and this one.
so it still feels like it's going to work.
Yeah, I've been watching it, going.
Okay.
Is it? Yes, it's the right width.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
this-
I was thinking we're gonna have to put a piece of wood or something underneath it because I
Yeah.
would like to not move this
Until we have it glued
until
and taped. Yeah, I agree completely.
Oh, good.
And I think we should kind of just. As we
Yeah,
go.
I think you're right.
But that's next time's problem, not this time's problem.
Yeah, that's future me problem. Of course, that
Future.
future is like just a few minutes from now. But
But shh.
don't tell future. Don't tell present me that.
Right? That's not my my
That's not
current
my problem.
issue.
No.
One problem at a time. We'll get to that one.
Yeah, actually, just tackle it one problem at a time.
Chris Long, how did you and Felicia meet? We talked about this earlier today, didn't we?
We did. We talked about this earlier today.
But we talked about it on the Patreon only part.
We talked about it in a few live streams, and I don't mind that you don't know. So the short of it, because of people who watched earlier, there's another YouTube channel called Smosh, and Felicia and I both worked on that channel. She was doing wardrobe, and I was doing the art department and sets.
Well, I started off as a production assistant, so I did everything. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
I specialized into the wardrobe. Yeah. But by the time you came on, I was just wardrobe.
Yeah, you were just wardrobe, and I was not trying to belittle your achievements at Smosh.
No worries.
But-
I wasn't taking it as that. I was just
That's
going,
right.
well, actually.
Well, actually, I've been on screen.
I was the bear.
My left arm.
You know the Wii, where the Wii character? Sorry. the
The
Wii Fit.
Wii Fit character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's me.
that's you. Okay. Were you always the Wii Fit character, or?
No.
Because that was a white morph suit with
Yeah.
yoga clothes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that I'm
Well,
in, but I.
Pretty much what the character is, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's how we met. Is we were both working on the channel Smosh together, and we had to work together on lots and lots of stuff. And I appreciate your work ethic.
Thank you. I appreciate yours. And I got to, I found out about the channel and got brought on as a potential crew member because of Ivan Harder, the
Sound guy.
Sound guy. Because I was working on him with Beyond Geek.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. and he actually, what did he tell me recently? He just, happy something day, because something just came and went. So anyway, I've been, just like 2 days ago, texted me and said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has.
Oh, it was a happy new Lunar New Year. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until there was a bunch of like bangs late at night at midnight. And I was like, "What? It's not the 4th of July. What is going on?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, it's Lunar New Year."
Yeah. So
There's
it's
people
Year of the
around.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No longer Year of the Rabbit.
Nope.
So I'm.
Screw those rabbits.
I am a Year of the Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Apparently, when it's your year, it's like a bad luck year for the person that is the rabbit, or you know.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd think it'd be good that it was your year.
You would think.
But you get bad luck on when it's your year.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a dog. You're the dog.
Year of the Rabbit.
You're the dog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because I'm like a rabbit on a bunch of those things.
Oh.
My first car was a rabbit, Volkswagen
Oh, okay.
Rabbit convertible. And I'm not a big fan of bunny rabbits because when I was a kid, we had a bunny rabbit who ate children. And that was very traumatic.
That would be.
So,
I remember, here, Odin will hold the rabbit. Oh, sure, this is cool. I'm petting the rabbit, and also my chest is very warm, and I'm getting very wet. The damn thing pisses all down in front of me.
at least if it poops on you, it's just a little...
Yeah, but they can still piss out like a large soda's worth of. It's like, what the hell is?
Yes.
Fire hose coming out of the rabbit.
Yes. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, but not a rabbit.
But I'm happy to say I have never had a dragon piss on me. Well, not happy to say
I've
I
had a
haven't
bearded
chance.
dragon pure.
Yeah, there's bearded dragons. I haven't had one
My
of those
sister
let
has
go.
a pet
Okay.
bearded dragon, so I have been.
There's some cosplayers I know, the Haphazard Hatters, they've got a bearded dragon they always bring with them. And usually have a costume for the bearded dragon too, but yeah. Yeah, I can remember he was dressed up as, I think it's a he, but the bearded dragon was dressed up as Woody once from Toy Story.
That's adorable. Did they get the little hat and he go, "I'm Woody, howdy, howdy,
Howdy, howdy, howdy, howdy. Yeah, basically.
I know I just talked shit about this tape, but I'm going to try it anyways.
That's
if
fine,
anything, we'll
because-
peel it off.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
I wonder if we could heat
it's
shrink
what's
it.
Here.
Yes. My favorite thing is free. Well, technically it's not free because you had to pay for it at one point.
Yeah, I
but,
paid for it at one point.
but it's here, so therefore, crafting math, it's free.
Yeah.
I didn't spend hundreds of $1,000s on all of the equipment and things
No.
that I have in my studio. If it's already there, it's free.
I enjoy the fact that this tape says easy start. Has this been easy to start?
Let's do this.
All right, so you're going to start down there.
I'm just going to pull it a little longer because
That's fine. Yeah.
always we
So-
wanted something down here, but we don't.
Yeah, so just stick it down the popsicle stick.
I'm going to put it so it's open.
Yeah, do it over and we'll just trim it.
Yeah. Because we're going to overlap it anyways.
Mm-hmm. How's that working? Is that working with your fingers, or do you want this stuff to sit on something?
Probably something so I'm not getting my fingerprints on it.
Okay. Well, I wasn't trying to complain about fingerprints. I just didn't
No,
know
that's
how well
my-
that was going to work out. Well, I didn't know. There's like a board, maybe, you know?
Yeah, if that could be the right height if you had one of these sticks already. But it's really not sticking.
That was a concern, too. It's not really sticking that well to the...
What if we heat gun it? Just curious. I'm
That's
playing
fine.
because it's not going to stick. So I'm just...
It's just peeling up off the wires pretty
Yeah.
easily?
It's not sticking. I just want to see if it'll heat shrink to it. Because then we can keep going.
We'll take it to Kinko's and laminate it!
Basically.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could. You know, if they get the rolls of the laminating things
Right.
so that, you know, like they do the little cards. So
Yeah.
they come in a whole roll.
Yeah.
If we take that and then we heat it.
I don't know.
But that would be more expensive than tape. But I think the heat will work. Look at that. It's making it...
Okay.
Here, you feel. Tell me if that's, like, viable or if I'm just melting it and being ridiculous. Because it's going into the crevices.
It's actually feeling it's going into the crevices. Crevici. Of course,
Crevice.
it's way up here. So camera's here, but my finger where we're working is way up here. So if you want to do 4, we're working up here, just out of camera. It's perfect. It's perfect. No, I think you got the right idea. I think this will probably work out really well. Is there? What's 2 seeing? Well, 2 seeing the project too, but of course it's also just out of camera. So. And yeah, it's nice that we only really have to work with the thickness of the tape, not all the wires at the same time.
Dan does
Yeah,
jump.
they're wandering.
I'm Year of the Rat. So is my sister. Doo-doo.
Does that mean there's 12 years between you and your sister, or?
No, she's a little older than me.
Oh, your sister, not Dan's sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan is Year of the Rat. My sister's also
And
the Year.
Felicia's sister's You're the Rat. Okay. So I can be pretty impressed if that's you know, that's pretty much staying on target if you manage to have two different kids in the same year.
Brooke Grusin says, I think I've asked you this before, but I don't remember the answer, hence the question once again. Have you ever considered making a whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume? Shell back and front, head, etc. At the costume shop I used to work at, they had the best heads and shells for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costumes. They were from the 80s. They were the foam with the, that were, why is my brain just deciding to not? Anyways, it has a nice thick coating on it, and they were amazing, and they got stolen and never returned.
What a shock.
And so in my head, I've mentally built a few of those.
Okay. I don't think... So you can't see me on camera. I'm just clamping the tape down on the far side over here.
Yeah.
So I don't have to hold on to the tape anymore.
No.
Trying to answer a question and think at the same time, and boy, that's not working.
No, it's not.
Yeah, exactly what I just went for as a...
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
Two people think alike.
Put a bridge up, and look, we just got tension on the wires. I know I'm touching it down
That's
here.
what they call it. A bridge.
Yeah, that's a
On
bridge
guitar.
on a guitar. Yeah. Yes and no. I think I've thought about it a few times. Probably more as just a thought exercise while stuck in traffic, instead of actually trying to do it for real. But
In high school, I took one of those children's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costumes,
Uh-huh.
and I turned it into a hoodie for my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So I took the front of the shell and I appliqued it to the front of the hoodie and made it was a zip-up hoodie, so you could unzip it.
Okay.
And so I just stitched it down because it was that foam, printed foam, so it had the
Right.
front of the shell because it was a kid's costume. And then I took the turtle shell itself and I stitched it because I stitched through the foam to the back of it and had a zipper at the top so it could be a backpack.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a kid's thing and I modified a green sweatshirt. I combined them. That was one of my first little, I'm just going to try doing this projects. Yeah. You smoosh it and then you smoosh it.
I'm trying to smoosh it.
And then you
Yes.
smoosh it.
And
No, this isn't helping at all.
I'm having some serious concern over it delaminating, even once it's twisted into a roll. Yeah, serious concern.
Yeah,
over
I don't think it's
delaminating.
going to hold. I melted it and it kind of got into the cracks, but I don't think it's going to like...
Yeah, we may be stuck making some boxes out of that stuff.
What stuff? Boxes?
Foam core and encapsulating it into something, which makes it much less DIY. I mean, it still is, but starting to use like resins and things.
Okay, so that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
You're getting off because I can tell because of the tape. Your margin's changing.
My margin. Well, I've got a wire's worth of thickness between the 4-color and the yellows or whatever the oranges.
It's
And
already
it's
starting.
just. Well, I'm not worried about over here
No, I know, but
so much.
The
It's just
brown
can I
one.
get this to go?
the brown one's crossing.
Where I'm crossing.
You're crossing right here,
Oh, I see.
and that's probably why you're struggling on that one right at that point because that one's. They need to trade sides.
They need the trade sides.
Yeah, they're twisted. See?
Here, I'll hold the tape open if you want both hands.
Okay, now untwist. There you go. Sorry.
It's okay.
But that was just a problem that was going to get worse and worse as you get down.
Oh, for sure.
Always, right? Not going to put the double empty spaces in the ribbon cable? Probably is going to just naturally happen on its own.
Right. Well, the actual military ribbon cable's got the double empty spaces,
I didn't
which
know that.
we, by me throwing in these other colors, I'm kind of quasi-replicating. But also, that military cable doesn't have the twisted cables that this does, right? So we're kind of got a weird mixture of Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters 1 going on here.
And we're going to put enough distressing on it that you won't even think to ask.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right? William Chadwick, would lines of hot glue work going across the top instead of tape? Not really.
The hot glue that I got on the side over here is really messy.
It's not clear, it doesn't dry clear, and
Right.
it's not going to really hold in a flexible way. So,
But I think that if the tape holds it together, because this is working a little bit, putting some tension on it. If the tape holds it together and then we just paint it with the Epsilon, I wonder, you know, we have to flip it over. So we tape it. And even at this point, if we were to use an encapsulating resin, we don't even have to use the clear tape other than we can see it
it could hold it in place while it glues.
while it dries. And then we can pull the tape off.
Will it not get stuck?
It shouldn't.
But the wires would get stuck?
But the wires be encapsulated in a clear resin that is
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. But I'm like, if it can stick to the wires and we have the tape on it, would it not stick to the tape? But it tape's already clear, so it's not like it's going to be an issue. And we're just
Right.
stressing it over the top.
Right, and I'm not expecting it to be water clear anyway, so I'm not
And we're
worried
going to be
about
adding distressing to it
Yeah.
on top of that. Okay, let's go for it. Let's make a mess.
Okay.
The words of Miss Frizzle, let's get messy.
It's getting messy. Unfortunately, that means the current plan means continue with what we're doing.
Yep, might as well. We have time.
What is the time?
It is 1:05.
Oh, nice.
Yes. If you put tape on both sides, won't it adhere to itself? But it's not really sticking to the wires, so I don't really want to rely on it. Especially then we're going to bend it and then twist it. That's just going to like pop off and be a lot of issues.
That's my fear, is that it's just going to pop apart. Yes, any voids, it'll stick to itself. But once it becomes twisted and actually put in, because the cable doesn't go on flat, it's very artistically.
Gary can cosplay. Maybe if you coated the wires in a thin layer of contact cement first, the package tape would stick better.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Would it change the color?
It could. Because my contact cement's so yellow, it
Yeah.
could. But not wrong.
We were going to distress with some ectoplasm. The 45th clown, don't cross the cables. That's not the quote.
That's not a quote. There are actually, which none of these are twisted pair. There are actually braided twisted pairs in the Ghostbusters 2 cable.
Louis Cossi, can you print colored lines for wires on double-sided vinyl, maybe?
Yeah, that'd work.
But we're doing this. There's a million ways to do this.
Right. This is the way I wanted to do it when we started this project.
Right,
I was
me
excited
too.
about trying this specifically. And so now here we are. And
So we're struggling live, and
yeah.
it is not as easy as my brain thought it would be, but I don't hate it.
right.
It's not
I
really
agree with
sticky.
all that.
Like
It's still just coming free, huh?
it's stuck, but it's not stuck. Like if we move this, it'll just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moron Martyr says only the Ghostbuster 1 cables have the spaces, so you're all good.
That's cool. We have some of the strip ribbon colors and things. We're totally not accurate to 1 or 2 with our packs, so we're not accurate with the cables either.
Close enough. It has a flavor.
Yeah, it has the flavor.
Okay.
The HasLab packs, as far as I could tell, is just got a modern rainbow ribbon cable, which is not right to 1 or 2 either. So
But theirs is a actual actual cable, so it's believable.
Yeah, but it's an actual cable. And in all fairness, they had to manufacture these, and the cost of manufacturing that much custom cable versus just buying rolls of 3M that people throw away, yeah.
No, it makes
Yeah.
sense to me too. Juan Martyr. I can butcher anyone's name. Says only. Oh wait, sorry. They said I used 5-minute epoxy to do something similar to this, and it came out okay.
Okay, we have 5-minute epoxy too.
So-
The Epsilon stuff is basically a 5-minute epoxy.
Okay.
It's just larger quantities.
It's just what you have a lot of.
Yeah, I have a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay. I like stuff we already have.
Yeah. Well, I got the 5-minute epoxy too. It's right here
Okay.
because that would work. I've used the 5-minute epoxy
But that
over.
doesn't have the flexibility, does it?
It probably does.
Okay. I just remember using it to fix shoes and it being cracky.
Okay.
Am I misremembering?
No. I still like to go with what I've got.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I've got that too, but the other stuff from Smooth On.
But you said you had a lot of that, so.
Yeah, I've got a couple gallons of it.
I say we use that. But yes, okay. Knowing that they did it and it worked okay means,
Right.
okay, let's
Yeah.
give it a try.
And I'm still liking trying to use the tape to hold the wires in place. But yeah, I'm already having
Continuity issues.
Yeah,
They're just getting exasperated as you go down there.
kind of. It's doing okay, but I've definitely got blues and greens that have crossed down here.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. You really do. You're all twisted. Okay, so here we're not. Wait. This is where your twist came. This one. This blue one right here.
Way up there, huh?
Yeah,
Well.
that's where it twisted. And then this guy got out of your way. Okay.
So, hardcore question. Do you want to fix it?
Let's see. Let's see. It's right here. It's probably easier just to fix it right there. And smoosh it down to this end.
Okay.
No, it bothers me. I'll fix it.
All right.
I'll fix it.
All right.
I'll fix it. Okay. It's right here. You smoosh it and then you smoosh it.
It's okay. Sorry.
You're fine.
Extra long paint stick there. Gary Scott, yeah, you could also set them in a clear silicone sealant that when it dries would be crystal and very flexible like rubber.
Ooh.
Yes, clear silicone would totally work as well.
I have some of that at home, but I was going to use it on my bathtub.
Right, and I don't know, clear silicone's going to take a couple of days to dry, in my mind, because of the temperature in the shop currently.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I have that much
Well, we have
time
2
to commit
weeks.
to letting this dry because of trying to get other projects done.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. You're actually building things in here again. That's awesome.
Dan Does Junk says, okay, gotta go behave yourselves now, all of you in chat. Later, fellow nerds. Bye, Dan. Thank you for your help.
All right. So I got them all lined up now.
And Groot Gruesom's going to bed. Good night, Groot. We're not leaving. These are just people in chat that are saying, yeah. Ad Vixen says, how accurate are you to the new films? Not at all.
I'm going to do the cut thing on the
On the hose.
hose.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to pretend to be accurate.
Ben Eady talked about, Ben Eady is a friend that we both gotten to talk to. He worked on Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah. And we interviewed him about
Yeah.
I can't talk. About the
Proton Packs. And I think it was specifically with the Proton Pack from the gunner's chair from the Ecto 1.
Yes.
I think is what it was about. And there was a point in time when the hose was too long. It was being a problem for the kids on set to work with because it was just too long. So they cut like 2 feet out of the hose. And then, well, it doesn't actually have to do anything, so he just kind of duct taped it back together, gaff taped it, whatever. It still looked right. It didn't matter, right? Time goes by. Ben is seeing Ghostbusters who now have gaff tape on their hose because it was in the movie.
And one of the Ghostbusters we interviewed his pack had it. I was like, look!
Yeah, his pack had it. And so Ben got this weird kick, this weird thing that here's something he did on set to make it work in the moment. And now in the wild, he's
Now it's
seeing
canon.
people, imitate it. And just this, which I can appreciate that.
It's not sticking.
I see, it's pulled up
Like
like
this,
the whole way.
That's because it's too high, and so it
Okay.
went down. But at the same time, I was trying to reline it up since it's unstuck. I might as well like straighten it out.
Yeah.
But then I'm just getting a little frustrated.
Okay. Well,
No worries.
do we need another paint stick?
It probably would help if we had one over here just so we could...
My first thought was that we had moved the paint stick down as we were going, and then it just kind of became, we're just going for it.
Yeah, we kind of just started going for it, so it is what it is, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
This is starting to...
Yeah, that's starting to really pop up because I'm putting a lot of tension on it down here.
Hold on, let me just...
And I think that's probably what's helping hold it.
Maybe.
So,
Maybe if you only did this one. It's still pulling up, honestly.
okay.
Why? Sorry.
It's tension.
Yeah.
By putting these underneath the wires, we are, decreasing, right?
Yeah.
Making the things want to come together a little more.
But it definitely does help with the...
And I really don't want to screw anything to Dad's table. I don't want to.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I grew up this work surface. This is the coffee table I grew up with. This coffee table is less than a year younger than I am, and so I get a kick out of having it here as part of my workbench. I try not to tear it up.
Yeah.
I've had so many thoughts of, I could sand it down and actually make it a smooth surface to work on. And then I start to do that. It's like, no, this has always been this way. This is what I grew up with, so I don't want to.
You also had this on sets?
Yeah, I've had this on sets. This was part of Castle Black for Game of Thrones, and
Yeah. It's famous.
Yep, totally famous. All right. Well, this is the duck tape, duck brand clear tape.
Robert Kraut. Odin, are you going to weather them?
Yes. Later.
Eventually. So are you going to duct tape it? Because it'll hold better so we can glue it, or do...
That's kind of where I'm wondering. Do we start trying to duct tape?
Or
it?
do we...
Do we do it the opposite? Do we get tape to go down, sticky side up, and start mashing the wires down into it? And in with the idea of coming back along with Epsilon or something else and encapsulating it.
I agree with that. But I think we also could just put the clear tape on the bottom and do it in strips this way. And so we're smooshing it in each section. So we're just doing tiny sections as opposed to trying to keep it all one long piece.
Right. My brain was still one long piece is what we're going to live
And
with,
I'm
but we're not
wondering
now. So
that if instead of tensioning it this way,
it sticks great. I don't know what your problem is. I'm glad I missed her hair.
what if
We can do that.
and then we'll have tension on both sides.
We can do that. The issue was that stick wasn't quite long enough.
Do we need to...
Get a new stick that's longer? What if we get a new stick that's longer?
Sure. It's
Okay.
still glued to these possible
Oh, actually,
sticks.
yeah. No, we can just clamp it to a new stick that's longer.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Is this one long enough?
Why are we suffering? Because for
we
your
can.
entertainment.
Yeah, basically. There's one C-clamp here. Let me go find another one. Yeah. Lower they can get too easier. I'm not thinking there is. That's.
Vixen, do you have any sheets of wood you can screw to and not the table?
I do. That's. I don't have any that are quite thick enough.
What about that piece of board right there? I don't know. I'm just seeing things. I'm playing I Spy in this place. Does that look useful? I don't know. Maybe. Screen used.
It is long enough.
Francisco Silva, I'm a little late to the game, but why build the ribbon cable instead of just buying one? Because we love to torture ourselves.
Francisco Silva, can you point out quickly a place that we can get ribbon cable cheap?
Cheap. Keyword.
Keyword, cheap.
Although,
There are guys on Facebook that sell it for $50 or $60, and other places that sell it for more. This was recycled material. We're only 3 videos in on doing it, so we're not quite 6 hours worth of work in on doing it yet. So,
although
my intent was to buy it when
originally,
when we originally started. My intent was to go ahead and buy it. However, I don't have $100 to spend on cable because we need 2 of them.
I always thought it'd be easy enough to just to tape this. This is not easy to tape.
Right, I assumed it would be easier than it's turning out to be as well.
And then instead of doing it so it's higher like this, what if we flipped it so it's
Yeah, totally.
that?
We can do that too.
And then we'll do one side and then tension it and pull it the other way. I don't know, make it easy.
No, it's great. Let's do it.
We'll do one then the other because
Okay.
we can't do both unless
Yeah.
we cut it.
Okay.
And let's just not deal with that yet.
So, I'm here. You want me to just screw it?
Sure, screw
Okay.
it. Just screw it.
Is my screw gun here? Yeah, here's one of them. All right.
Okay. Eastern 50 says DigiKey has it for $30 for 5 meters.
Great. And what type of ribbon cable is it? How wide is it? How many pairs is it? And does it look close? Because here's the thing, we can get ribbon cable. We've been looking at it for 3D printers, but we were trying to do the braided cable. We were trying to do the Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2 cable, and not just a ribbon cable.
I just wanted to see if I could. It sounded easy
Yeah.
enough, and it's.
I'm not trying to make it. I'm not trying to be a dick and snobby. This is legitimate things that
Yeah.
we were thinking about and trying to talk about.
Part of the process.
Part of the process, yeah. Totally, do it. Order from DigiKey. That is cheaper. It was $30 for 5 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's probably what HasLab's using.
But for your entertainment, we will persevere on.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Screws themselves?
Yep. Something I can screw with that won't screw into the table.
So a shorter screw.
Yeah, shorter than 2 inches.
Do you want an extra piece of board to go on top of it? I don't know. I'm just making this up. Oh no! Don't cause any offense. You didn't cause any offense. Francisco says.
Oh yeah, no.
I apologize if I caused any offense. You're right. It's not cheap. I'm also torturing myself by modding the life-size pack from Spirit, shaved 5/8 off, and I'm on super glue fumes. No, we're not offended at all. This goes in our brains. Like, how are we gonna do this? Can we just buy it now at this point, or this one's better because I made it? You know that thing where if you make something, you feel like it's like even more valuable than it really is. I feel like that's definitely.
Yeah,
I don't
no offense.
No offense taken.
Hear me.
Yeah. Moon Eyes 2K. Completely randomly, since I forgot that today is a Sunday, I found the stream. I am happy. Hello,
Sweet.
Odin and Felicia and chat. Hello, Moon Eyes 2K.
Hello, Moon Eyes
Welcome.
2K. Yeah, no offense at all. You guys are throwing out ideas, and that's the whole point.
Yes,
So.
we're live. You guys,
Yeah.
it's a live virtual
And-
audience.
And I was
Please
trying
participate.
to answer legitimately. I hope I didn't come off as being upset.
No, this is what's going on in our brains. We've had these conversations many a times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, William Chadswick. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Who are you guys rooting for, Niners or Chiefs? I thought it was last week. I've never watched the Super Bowl, not even once, and not even the commercials. Not because I just don't have the attention span for that.
Can appreciate that.
I don't know. My dad is a 49ers fan, so I like them, and I like their colors. It's pretty, and they had some people that I knew their names back in the day, but that's as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah. Dems? What? You got a super chat from Dems. 100 euros. My contribution towards the bill. Thanks for all you both do and share. That is definitely going to help us get the electronics happening a lot sooner. Thank you.
Wait, he just did 100 euros? Thank you. Who is this? This is
Dems.
Dems. Might have my glasses on. I'm nearsighted. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, we'll definitely use that for electronics. That would cover buying ribbon cable as well.
Yeah, but we could do the blinky lights.
Blinky lights, yeah.
And the sound. And
Thank
the rumble
you.
pack.
Right. There's a lot that goes on here that's like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, there we go.
What?
Adam Turbino says there's one on Etsy for 20 and I put it on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're going to keep doing this. If we find a better one, we'll figure it out. But for now, for your entertainment. Yes. What are you looking for now? You got the screws, you got the screwdriver. What are we missing?
Well, what I have is an impact driver that specifically has the quick change. So while I've got a drawer full of drill bits, I don't have one with the 1/4-inch quick change. So I either need to have a regular drill or find one of the... And everything just got moved because we moved the Emmy project in here yesterday. So I'm not sure where my regular drill is or where... There we go. Okay, thank you. Didn't know where it was. So now I can use any drill bit. Going back to who are we rooting for the Super Bowl? Yeah. Sea Chickens. The Seattle Seahawks. You know, that's. I don't have a football team, but I know Shock Gremlin is a fan of the Seattle Seahawks, having lived in Washington for a while, okay. and so that would be the team that would be rooting for if they were playing.
Okay.
But the Sea Chickens are not playing, so.
I don't even know who the other people are.
Right. Oh, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers,
is that the one
is
where
it?
it's like Taylor Swift's boyfriend or something?
That I don't pay
I don't
attention
know.
to. I don't
Okay.
know. And,
Watch my knowledge about football, and it's American. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry.
I can enjoy a good game. Was planning on potentially watching the game today, but at this point, going to be working on projects. So, the game's not gonna happen for me.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. Sorry, guilty.
It's okay.
Okay. Dems definitely want sound and light. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most important bells and whistles to Ben Eady is the Rumble Pack, which his logic makes 100% sense to me, and I
Right.
feel like that one, if I could have one bells or whistle, I think I would go for the Rumble Pack.
Right.
The guy that I interviewed from the 916 Ghostbusters, the most important thing to him was sound,
Yeah.
and his lights were pretty on point, and he
Right.
gave attention to all of it, but the
His
thing
was
that
sound.
was the most important was the sound.
Now, there's two big differences there for why you're getting those responses for someone who's on set versus someone who's live.
No, but still, even the Ben Eady's was, it gives you, when you pick up a prop even as a
Yeah.
thing and you push the button, it feels
does
like
something.
it's doing something.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
I
that.
can appreciate that.
Because I can make my own sound effects when I'm going,
Yeah. Yep. Done that too.
kind of a thing, you know? Like, can you not make the sound effects when you're playing with the
Yeah.
lightsabers? No,
Right.
that's impossible.
That was an issue in episode 1 with all of them. They all. Ewan, we'll put those in post. You don't have to make them now.
Yeah, so, but I think it goes for me, the Rumble Pack, then lights,
Okay.
then sound.
Okay. For me, light to be most important.
Lights would be most important.
And then, yeah, I could see Rumble Pack and sound. But even then, I think sound, lights would be more important and Rumble Pack would be last. Because Rumble Pack is only for me.
Yeah, the sound, I feel like I could just use an iPhone or a play tracks and stuff like that have sounds going on
No,
that
you
I
could
can
totally
make
use
work.
an MP3 player.
But
That's why I would put sound second over lights. Lights
Yeah.
I would think would be the most important to me.
yeah,
And partly it's because that's what I'm used to as well, right? That
yeah.
try to drill a pile of holes so I don't just split the wood. Of course.
You smoosh it and then you smoosh it and then
Here I
you
am
smoosh
using one, and I don't have to use one. I can use. Give me a chance to put the other one on,
That's
so
right.
it doesn't do that.
Yeah. I'm like, you're on the edge, so I feel like, yep, you're squared up if you do that. Chat just shifted.
Yeah, it does that all the time. Which I appreciate. That means people are talking.
Marin Martyr says, I know that my boss Tech 9 is in the Vegas rooting for the Chiefs, but I don't care about football. What time
Right.
is the halftime show, though?
Right.
I haven't even watched the halftime show. I haven't watched the commercials.
Sorry.
I've never seen anything to do with the Super Bowl in my life yet.
Right. Commercials are definitely
I've
like
even
the
been
big
invited
part.
to parties so many times, and it's just and then I go to the parties and I go hang out and not actually watch
Yeah.
anything.
I'm not a sports fan. I can enjoy a good game. I can enjoy. I can
am a sports
appreciate.
fan,
Okay, I can appreciate the. I can appreciate the game when there's a game to watch. When it's a complete shutout and you can see, well, obviously these guys are going to win because the other guys are just letting them win. Can I just see the commercials?
So we really need. Is there a way we can put tension so that we can?
So now I need to clamp this side so the wood doesn't move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a. Here, you handed me this.
Okay.
Is that a good one or are those ones
That's
better?
good. I'm going to use these because the table's
Yeah.
really thick.
What is this?
I will look. At this point, it sounds like we're being distracted.
I am completely distracted.
Oh, completely distracted. What is this? What's this? What's this? There's crap everywhere. What's this? What's this? This guy's a hoarder. I'm aware. What's this? What is that? All right, let's.
I don't know.
Yeah, something I was going to talk about on Discord at some point while you're trying to hold tension there.
I'm putting my whole weight into it, and it's only doing one side, not both.
That was an issue we were going to potentially have. What happens if we?
Yeah, I tried that. It didn't
It
really
didn't do anything
Honestly,
for us.
if you really pull into it.
Yeah, but it probably still won't pull like, you know.
But it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Or should we pull it tight and glue it somewhere else and then try? I don't know. I'm making things up.
So this thing she's looking at was a project I was doing 20 years ago that I came across in a box.
Camera 3?
3 maybe. It looks like it's going to be blown out. This is some platinum-based silicone as the base, and it's the beginning of me sculpting and casting and making my own Lego Death Star Commander helmet. So this is kind of based off of the, not so much what's in the movie, because they're sort of in the movie, but this is more accurate to the old Kenner toy. But I was doing it as a, yeah, I'm sorry that the camera is, I'm not quite sure where focus is.
Yeah, that's not that you can't see
Yeah,
nothing.
let me try and reach over here to camera 2.
Camera 2? Camera 2? Oh yeah, because then you could. Okay.
But I got to turn the focus assist on, which I can't quite reach. Will that do it? That zoom in on 2?
Yes, it's right here.
Okay.
So
It's
if
way
you
over
go
here?
over to there.
Okay.
See? Okay. Camera 2.
Yeah. Now is that in focus? This feels like where the focus should be, if I remember right. So basically, I had sculpted a helmet, and then cast it, and then took a casting of that helmet that I sculpted and did a second cast with more bits of styrene on the front and the sides and some putty on the back. That's what the brown is. That's some putty. In an effort to get the detail built up in order to make my own Lego helmet. And yeah, this is a project that started 20 years ago, and this is where it stopped. And then I set it up here to talk about it on Discord to remind myself, and I just forgot.
Okay.
So that's what that is.
Ad Vixen says, well, since you brought it up, Felicia, how would you make Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas Ghost Dog? I would do it like those tricks where you have those invisible dogs, where it's the wire leash that has the
Yep.
harness attached. But I probably would just do a collar, use a foam, make a foam head to get the, like, do a solid head, possibly a light up nose because that's really cool. And then I would use silk for the body. And instead of letting it flap down completely, I might use the top of a soda bottle for the shape of the body of the dog.
Okay.
You
that
know?
makes sense.
Something to give that structure and support, but have the drape hang over, the
Yeah.
fabric drape. So it looks like I'm walking in a ghost dog.
Yeah.
That's probably
And the fabric would be
Silk.
Silk.
white silk.
Something really lightweight.
Probably polyester,
Polyester silk?
chiffon, but
Yeah, still.
silk is lighter weight. Polyester has a heavier drape to it, so it just depends on which one feels better at the store.
Would you use a cheesecloth starch under to help give them his shape a little more? So the
That would be
silk is-
better than the plastic bottle. Plastic bottle is just clear, and I wouldn't think about it. But if we
Sorry.
I just wanted the fabric itself to be able to drape and flow and move around and
Yeah.
not be stuck to anything. But I think, yes, doing a cheesecloth base could also work. There's a million ways to go about the problem, but I would start off with like that wire trick of the invisible dog.
Yeah, I would too.
This looks so much nicer. Oh my gosh. Okay, what can I do to help? Do you want me to?
Right now, I'm just, but I'm trying to see how much tension I'm going to put, and I'm hoping to not break it. But it's already looking nicer,
Yeah,
right?
no, it looks significantly
let's
better.
just stop here, and I'll put a screw in.
Well, screw it.
I'm going to screw this
Screw it.
in all the good Galaxy Quest VO to keep their rating. Well, screw that! Screw that! I can't mount the FU and then say screw that at the same time. But it was totally a
So
great
easy
part.
for them to get crossed. Even though they're laying flat, There, it just crossed.
Yep.
But on this side, you're good. And so we just do it across, and just do bisection and tape it down, and then we can...
Oh, okay.
Or did you want to try and do
No,
resin?
no. I think I still want to do the resin, but I think what you're saying is right. If we do strips of tape across the top to hold it in place,
Yeah.
and then just paint the epsilon on it,
And then we move down and move down.
and just move down and move down. Yeah. Now the epsilon still takes some time to kick off, but since
get
this is
started?
screwed to itself, I can move it.
This isn't long enough. Wasted tape. Sorry. So if we...
Do we want to talk about where that tape came from?
Where what came from?
Oh, that tape was an emergency purchase at Cosplay Repair.
Oh, was it? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's okay. It's one of those, it was the best tape 7-Eleven had.
Let me trade sides with you, and I'm
Sure.
going to come from this side because this is the flat side.
Okay.
And then we'll just...
Yeah, I was kind of trying to give you space.
Yeah, there you go. So that is straight to there, and then we can do the next little section.
Okay. Yeah.
And as we get it taped on, we can peel it off, but at least they'll all be lined up as we go.
Trying to think what, we're not quite. Somebody drilled and made a whole bunch of dust on the project.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This one's starting to cross right here.
Yeah.
So this is good to my finger.
To your finger? Okay.
Okay. Yep. See, this one started to cross right after that. There you go. Tricky, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is.
Tricky. This yellow one. There you go. Camera. We're almost to camera 3.
We're almost to a camera. We're not even there yet. No,
Yeah.
go ahead and prep, but we're not there yet. I'm wondering if I shouldn't grab a... Yeah, no, this is working. Oh, I got something... I don't use that.
What?
We start thinking about all the weird things you have in the shop. I've got some hot melt vinyl, but I don't want to use that because that's thermally reactive. So summertime in Sacramento,
Oh, yeah.
that could be a bad plan.
You smoosh it and you smoosh it.
Yeah,
All right, we're almost to camera 3. I'm just gonna switch.
that's fine. Switch to 3 or 4, whichever.
There's 3.
It's hands. Sorry, it's hands.
All right, 4. We'll do 4. Okay. This one's starting to cross right here. And that one. We crossed here. This brown one goes next to the black. It got crossed over right there. There you go. That one's fixed now. Brown right next to the black. There we go. Now it's right, and now it should lay flat. It popped up.
Yeah.
We're still good, still good. Still good. smoosh it and you smoosh it.
You do. So I have this fear now.
Of what?
Wood's porous.
Oh, of course. Ugh. Logistical issues. It's crinkling. Snap,
It is
crackle,
crinkling.
and popping. You're spreading those two orange ones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was trying to push the blue ones together and I spread the orange ones.
It's okay.
Gosh,
The blue
dang
ones
it,
were
Odin.
stuck. The blue ones got stuck.
Just because we're opposite colors, can't you pay attention to everything at once?
And then here. Okay.
Getting down to the other end.
And you're finding out where they got.
Finding out which ones don't have tension.
Yeah.
Because they were done independently one at a time. They just don't have the tension.
Same tension as everybody
Yeah.
else. Okay. So we got off on the greens right here, see?
Okay.
There's our greens. This one goes on this side of the screen. That one goes on that side. Oh. Not holding it.
Yeah, it's not.
But they are laying flat and nicely, and it is looking like I wanted it originally, too.
Yeah.
So, just tape it a little more frequently down at this end.
Yeah, basically.
Smush and smush and smush. Okay. Ugh.
I'm liking where this is going. I'm just concerned about
We could put a layer of tape underneath it, but now
Yeah.
that it's all kind of taped, we can put a...
that was kind of what I was thinking. We can get layered tape to go underneath it, or we can get some plastic to go underneath it.
Yes.
Something to so the epsilon doesn't stick to the wood, doesn't bond to the wood.
Yeah.
Some of these down here are just crossing.
Yeah, I see that, but they're not crossing where I'm at, so let's...
Okay.
I'm just kind of
That's fine.
starting this way and mooshing that way.
All right.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Mooshing,
Do you
mooshing,
need me to let go or am I not?
No, you're fine. I'm just working within. Like, this is working. Don't move.
Yeah, basically it is.
Jerry Scott says, could you use hot glue to tack them in place while you do resin? Almost like a tan weld? Look at people
Almost.
using their brains.
Yeah, almost. My concern would be how to remove the resin, how to remove the hot glue from the resin, right? Because it basically there's enough
would just be
tension in
part
the
of it.
wire. Yeah, it'd be one part of it. There's enough tension in the wire that whatever we do has to hold until the resin fully kicks off.
And I'm just going to put this last piece at the end.
Because it's not going to.
So, it's all taped up nicely. Do you want to put a piece of tape down and then flip it over and rescrew it? No, it really doesn't stick to the tape. That's the biggest
that
issue.
was the issues. We can try, but yeah, I am concerned that it's not going to stick to the tape.
So we take these tapes and we fold down. It
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
stick to the tape.
It doesn't stick to the tape. As
doesn't
much as
stick
we
to the
really,
tape.
really wanted to stick to the tape, it doesn't stick to the
It
tape.
doesn't stick to the tape.
And this will put the duct tape texture onto it.
I don't want duct tape on it. If we can
That's
avoid
fine.
it. Yeah, no, we'll just duct tape.
It's like, how do we scoot this
Did
sticky
Lost
side
Wax
down?
Saws use a certain type of tape? Yeah, nicer tape than this. This is,
Did he use tape?
yeah.
Okay.
There are different qualities of tape, of
Right.
clear plastic masking tape. There is definitely one that has a more denser thickness to it, but it's like one of
Yeah.
those things, like, how do you order it? 'Cause
Right.
this is the name brand stuff, but it's not...
Well, this is just when this was purchased, this was the option.
Yeah. It was an emergency purchase as it was.
Yeah.
It's just what is here. So we slide tape underneath now?
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to do. This piece I just kind of gave up on. Because,
Well, if you...
Messed it all
Okay.
messy.
okay.
And put a piece of tape and slide it, but this is...
So if I put this here, can you
Take it and
can you
slide.
draw it back?
Yes.
Okay.
But then we have to do that.
The whole way down. Yeah, we have to do it constantly. And you're peeling the one tape off, or that's going to have to happen too on occasion.
Yeah. Peel and stick.
So okay, that's from. Is there a thicker ruler? Does that matter? No.
The ruler wasn't the thing, it was just the sliding it under thing.
Okay, well, that's fine. That worked. If we did that to the entire piece of wood, we could probably get this one cast maybe today.
I think it's going to take us a minute, and we have 15 minutes left at the
Oh, okay, right. We're not going to make that
So
today.
we can at least get it taped down so we can
We can
cast
get it
it
taped down,
when we
yeah.
can prep for casting next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Question for everyone, really quick. Well, we got 15 minutes. We get this all taped. If I was to, Epsilon takes 12 hours to kick off. If I was to do one,
Not live.
not live, and then we have it finished and we can proceed to do the next one live.
If you have the time, I say go for it, but if
Okay.
it doesn't happen, whatever, we're doing this thing live.
Okay.
Because I know it'll add to the stress and you're doing other projects, and
Right.
people want the other builds.
Yeah, they want the other builds. I want the
So-
other builds too.
So,
Okay.
Gary Scott says, my name is pronounced like Barry with a G. Definitely not Gary.
Did I say Gary?
Jerry. Oh, I said Jerry, not Gary. Oh no, I took this off, but I just wanted to
It's
put
okay.
the tape
It's
here.
screwed to itself. Just put the clamp down here.
Oh, look at you using your whole brain. Don't do that.
I just couldn't on this end because
Yeah, okay.
so I didn't worry about it down there.
Hold on, let me do this real quick. Hold on, I have a solution to make our lives slightly easier. Don't.
Or so you think.
So I think.
See, that also becomes a thicker. It's not just a wider, it's a thicker ruler.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I
What
grabbed...
about your plastic one, your 2-inch plastic one?
Smart. You have a lot to choose from.
I do. I've got an obsessive collection of rulers. I apologize.
That's okay. You had an extensive collection, and I was always annoyed you didn't have one of these.
Yeah, I didn't because it was plastic.
But you can see through it.
You can see through it. And it's thin and it's flexible and it has lots and lots of good use.
Lots of layer lines and everything. Start as far this way as we can. Go team!
So if you decide to do this at home, put tape on the wood first, or use a piece of melamine
plastic
or
or
a piece of
metal.
plastic. Yeah.
No, kids, don't try this at home.
No, totally try this at home. This is, especially if you have someone to share the misery with, whether that's online or in person. If you're watching this channel, chances are you enjoy building stuff, and yeah, highly recommend building stuff to do it because it's fun.
It's for the build.
It's for the build. We'll just use more tape if you don't have to worry about trying to reuse that.
Well, I want to keep them lined up. They're still nicely lined up. I want to
Okay.
keep what we did.
All right, fair enough.
And it sticks better to the tape than the wood.
Right.
And no, we can't encapsulate it because it doesn't stick between each individual wire.
Yeah.
So just...
So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to make a dam of some sort along the edges here, which can be almost anything. I mean, I can hot glue down a couple of wooden dowels, something to keep the epsilon contained. And the biggest issue I can see happening is we can't cover.
This is a piece we already had, so unless we want to.
Okay. Well, we have to overlap. We can't have any exposed wood.
Okay, so we'll have to stick one in there anyways.
We have to stick one in there anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how well it'll peel off the wood. It might just peel right off the wood. But do we want to
Risk a poor
risk all
service?
this? Yeah.
This is going to be it's going gonna melt to the tape it's gonna give us every problem imaginable. So we'll figure it
Another
out.
issue is we're gonna have to. I'm trying to talk into. Can this piece move until?
Yes.
I can't quite. Wow, I lost it completely.
I gotcha.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't see this piece. I couldn't see how small this was.
Yeah. I was like, you're fine. You
There's-
got it. You got it.
But it was invisible to me. I didn't have any
Okay.
glare.
It's okay. It's not the full width of this thing, so.
That's okay.
There you go.
When I was putting Epsilon onto the foam for doing the Emmy, the Epsilon would peel off the foam. But that's crumbly foam. I don't know how well it's going to stick to wood. It might bond really well to the wood.
I just want to make sure this is all nice, especially at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because it only gets off from here. Okay. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh.
Smush, smush, smush.
Now we're onto this piece right here.
Okay.
So move this down to here.
Yep. Smush, smush, smush. Then we're going to have a similar problem when it comes to pouring because it's not going to necessarily creep under the tape. But, you know,
Next, future me's problem.
future me's problem. Wow.
Its tension's getting hot. It's okay. These are all in order, so just lift those up as you need to.
Yeah, but my fingers aren't going to get in there to lift them up. I don't have any fingernails.
Okay. Keep going.
Yeah.
Overlapped.
Yeah, overlapped. Oh, you're trying to hand it to me. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Robert Kraut says, what about a layer of double-sided tape?
Double-sided tape would work well to stick it to the wood, that's for sure.
Oh, this is crooked. There.
Don't worry, everything's crooked.
We're all crooked here.
We're all crooked down here.
Advixen, that's not exact length, is it? You should have slack built in. Yes, we have slack built in.
Yeah.
It's not stuck down. We're just trying to put a barrier between this thing we have it stuck to and what we're going to pour on it.
It is the width that we wanted to make, but the length should be greater than.
Yeah. The width is a little on the wider side.
Yeah, the width is a little on the wider side. It's 40 inches. Long ruler. Long tape measure. Where's the other one that actually gives me metric as well?
It was over a meter. It was a yard.
40. Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
there you go. Sorry. I spy with my little line.
Exactly. That's by with my broken eyes. We are just over a meter. We're at about 1,200. No, not 1,200. It's 102 centimeters is where we're at, and we were told that about a meter is what we want, so we're about where we want to be. So it might be tight, but we should have. We're not short.
Yet.
Yet. These are real questions.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I'm not upset at all.
You don't need your eyeballs, do you?
Apparently not.
I'm gonna let this piece go.
Yep. It's okay. If the whole roll of tape gets used up on this, that's not a big deal.
Still cheaper than with ribbon cable.
Yep. Well, this is one of the issues with cheap. You know, you want to go budget and cheap, it usually means more work.
It's like you choose two, well done, done quickly, and cheap.
Yeah.
You choose two. You can't get all three.
Right. And it's also why oftentimes in movies they just buy it because it's the time is the thing that they never have.
I know.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, no, I totally was just
Yeah.
really well paid to make some red rectangles. They needed red flags for a shoot that was going on. And they're like, where would you even source these here in Sacramento? I'm like, well, it's just, they have to be red and it's just a weird shaped rectangle. I could sew them. And then what they paid me to sew them was a nice amount and I'm not going to complain about it.
Right.
But
Is this the production that's going on downtown right now, or is this something smaller?
It is going on, but I don't know if it's the production you're talking about.
Okay.
But it just was one of those things. It's like, oh, here's your solution. And it's technically cheaper than trying to have somebody else make them or source them.
Right.
But yeah, it's the whole, is it the time,
Yep.
the quality, and
We just need red flags fluttering the wind at the top of the shot. Okay.
yeah.
That's easy enough.
Oh, it's just 2-inch PVC pipe, so just add 2 inches for the pocket. No, the pocket's not going to end up being 2 inches if it's...
We had this phone call. She called me up late one night last week. It's like, okay, so if I'm trying to sew a sleeve of fabric to go over a 2-inch PVC pipe, what do I need? It's like, well, 2-inch PVC pipe is 2 inch on the inside diameter. The hole is 2 inches.
That's
so the
why I'm
wall
glad
of the
I asked. Very
Yeah.
glad I asked because they...
Yeah. It's 2-inch PVC pipe. It's 2 inches, right?
No.
It's like 2 3/8 and or something like that.
Anyways, it fit perfectly. I was worried
That's
that I gave them wiggle room if they needed to, but it ended up fitting perfectly. And
Good.
I was like, phew! Because...
Good. You problem solved and you got some money and hopefully you become somebody they call again in the future. Because what you did worked.
Right?
Good. I'm glad.
Okay, let me get the tape down better on that because this one isn't. But there we go. Cheap, good, fast. Pick 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Cheap, good, and fast. You can have 2. Any 2. And the problem is, it's not just you only get 2, it's you're excluding the third.
Yeah.
If you want it good and fast, it's not going to be cheap.
Yep. What do you need? You want to read?
I can read. I'm still just amazed. Thank you. Amazed at €100 super chat. Eastern 57 says your smoosh it philosophy is sound.
It applies to so many things.
Ralph says a 40 inches is 102 centimeter. We nailed it. Yep. Ralph also says my very first flat TV was a 40 inch. Ed Vixen says, that explains a lot of my pipe questions.
It's because the interior diameter is 2 inches, not the exterior.
Right.
And I'm glad I called and asked because we would have had issues.
Yes, and almost all pipe is sold that way. When you're buying a pipe, you're buying it by its inside diameter. Not all pipe, of course, because why would anything be consistent? But most pipe is sold that way.
Yes. And the math that I had to do was the exterior diameter times 3.14.
Yep, 3.14159. You really don't need to know past that. Yeah, and then you added a little bit anyway for safety.
Not as much as I thought I should, but it ended up working perfectly.
That's good.
But it was like one of those this is close enough.
So Austin Lips, what are we doing? We're currently trying to work on the ribbon cable that goes in the back of the Proton Pack. What we've done is cut up and taken apart a bunch of twisted pairs from the insides of Cat 5 cable and some Cat 6 cable that Dan gave us from Dan Does Junk. And at this point, what we're doing is, just taping it down to a board. We've got our cable put up in a rainbow, which you can kind of see. And we added some extra just solid black line and some other color lines to break it up a little bit. So this is not authentic to either movie at all. This isn't the 84 pack because that's a very different cable. And this isn't a true Ghostbusters 2 pack, which was a lot of braided pair, but some of those pairs were also braided. And it's just our own thing. So we're trying to tape it down now.
If somebody notices that I'm missing the gap in my ribbon cable, I will be impressed that they look close enough to even notice.
Fair enough. But at this point, we're just trying to manhandle the cable that we've gotten laid out in rainbow order. We've got it laid out to be 102 centimeters. And now we want to stick it down to a piece of wood so we can put some resin over it. I've got some flexible resin that we can encapsulate with it. But the issue that I'm afraid of that we didn't do before we started this process is that the resin's going to stick to the porous wood and the whole project will just be stuck to the wood. So at this point, we're running tape underneath the cable. So we're using the ruler as like a needle with tape stuck to it to pull it underneath the cable and stick it down to the wood. Thereby, this section here is all packing tape, which the resin won't stick to, and it'll actually peel up easily. But we have to work our whole way down and get the whole thing taped. And then in the end, this still may not work, but we're hoping it will, because it's right now it's looking pretty good. We've had some ideas of why don't we encapsulate in hot glue? Well, that would work. I just don't think I could get it smooth enough to what I want. Why don't we do it with 5-inch epoxy? Basically, I am, but we're just using a different type of material called Epsilon, which is something smooth on cells. That's a 2-part epoxy resin, a urethane resin, made for covering things. So, made for encapsulating things. So, we're just ever so slowly, oh, that's out of focus, but that's all right. So, sliding the ruler underneath it. And then off camera, taping tape to the top of the ruler, and then using the ruler to pull it all the way through and stick it to the wood underneath the cable and not to the cable itself. So the wire is loose on top of the tape. So ruler goes under the strands of wire.
I'm missing a wire right there.
Could be
It's straight to here, so these wires being off, I'll probably can fix
whatever.
it.
Okay. I'm not stressed.
I am.
Okay. I'm glad you're stressed for the both of us. I appreciate you taking the workload on that. There we go. You can kind of see it there. Is this the right way to do it? Not necessarily. This is just the way we're doing it now, because with the project we're doing at hand, this is where our path led us.
Yeah, there's a million ways to go about anything.
Yeah, we could very well be showing you the exactly wrong way to do it. Apparently, DigiKey sells this stuff really cheap, but it depends on how finicky you want to be on exactness.
Bryce knew. Point to Felicia's ribbon cable. You're missing the gap! I'm so offended!
Bryce, if we do get a chance to hang out and you get to point at our packs and be offended, that'll be awesome. I'm actually looking forward to that. I hope we do get to meet up at some point. Ralph is asking me, yeah, I'll be totally happy to chat with you on Discord. 100%. Hey everybody, if you want to chat with me and Felicia at any point that's not during the live stream, if you want to be able to get a hold of us almost 24/7, not quite, it's like texting, right? We'll respond when we respond. Then please jump on my private Discord. Felicia's on there, Ralph is on there, Shop Gremlin's on there, Dan's on there. All of us are happy to talk and brainstorm ideas. In order to get access to that private Discord, jump over to patreon.com/Odin Makes. And there's joining at a Discord level that gets you Discord access. There's also a Minecraft level. I haven't played in a little while, but I know Shady's been keeping that game alive, keeping our server alive. So you can also get a hold of us there on private Minecraft. But
and there's like you can ask crafting questions and
all sorts of crafting questions. We on the Discord we share projects all the time. We share what we're working on. Recently, Vicky was trying to build like a calendar, an Advent Children countdown calendar where Sephiroth is jumping down onto somebody, and working through how to make it so it could change, right? So when he fully falls down, how to hit the mana effect and make it fall down flat. And so we were talking through on how to make that work. And she was actually getting it to work out really well. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like watching projects.
Yeah.
And they're, the working on in phases.
The working on phases. Jay's been
the
showing off.
The troubleshooting phase.
Yeah. Jay shows off his stuff all the time. He loves cutting foam, so he's always showing off his work in progress. And those will go together. I'm really grateful for all my friends who are
that
part
one goes with
of.
That one.
Thank you.
And that one goes with that one.
Okay. And I'm really grateful for all my friends who are on Discord and that I get to talk to you guys all the time. It's very cool. Huge shout out to Cheese. Let me just say that. He's not watching right now, but he will later. And yeah, Cheese has been one of those great guys that has also gone out of his way to try and meet up with me at cons. So, yeah.
Almost to the end. I don't think we're going. I think I stopped retaping them down from this point on because it's not really holding it. So.
Yep, everyone's just roaring out. Finland just got a new president. Awesome. Link in the description of this stream. Sweet. Yes, for Patreon, there's a link in the stream. Stretching, yep, good. We're getting things here. Yes, the cheese is awesome, says Ralph. And actually, I've had some long-term Minecraft sessions with Ralph, who is also very awesome, and has been working on this project. So that's kind of cool. He's helping make parts.
The V clamp.
Awesome Lips is asking if Discord's free because I'm watching you guys from the PlayStation 4. Live with my mom, so Discord is free. That's my question, Odin. Discord as an app on your phone or on your computer, potentially on PlayStation. I don't have one, so I don't know. I don't think Discord works on PlayStation. As an app, it is free, but I have a private Discord that does require support to my channel, basically paying on Patreon in order to have access to the channel. So mine isn't free, but on a whole, Discord is free. Discord was created as a chat program for gamers to use while playing games. Ace says cheese isn't too bad. Yeah, Ace is another one of those guys that's driven for half a day to meet me at a con. Thank you, Ace. And all the stickers you see, including things like this. This is Ace's artwork. So much appreciated for all the...
And your water bottle right there.
And on the water bottle with Mechagodzilla and the Gundam. This is all Ace's artwork. These are all my awesome friends helping support me. Where is it at?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Didn't mean to elbow you there.
I gotta show off Ace's artwork. This is actually the first one I think he did with Mechagodzilla. So, yep, stickers on my water bottle. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, I needed some water. Ace says the pleasure is all mine. Thank you, dude. Yep, Moon Eye is saying the amount of money you pay for access is all of about a cup of coffee every month, so it's way affordable and way worth it. Yeah, Discord access is $5 a month. It's not the cheapest, but it was like the next cheapest I could do, basically. And yeah, it's 2 large sodas or a cup of coffee. You know, it's cumulative. Honestly, I am super grateful for everyone who has been supporting me on Patreon and been supporting me through Discord and whatnot. It has made a huge difference over this past year.
It's kept you on YouTube.
It's kept me on YouTube. It's kept me going. 2023 was not the easiest year. Had some really awesome things happen, but I haven't put videos out because it's been a really personally difficult year. Something I forgot to talk about at 1 o'clock. I don't have it with me, but I got something rather important in the mail last week. And usually at 1 o'clock, I like to talk about mailbag stuff, right? So this past week, I got the court-approved final papers. My divorce is final. Ellis and I are no longer married in any way, shape, or form. So that is, I get to move forward now. I get to put videos out now. One of the issues with doing a divorce is you have to declare the value of things. And an Odin Makes YouTube channel has a value. And I had a number of people, some of whom have discussed such things with lawyers before, let me know that it was very important that during that time I kept the value of Odin Makes as a YouTube channel lower so it didn't rack up as high in the court divorce papers, which made sense. So there's still all the history of it, right? So it's not like I could totally make it not worth anything. But for the previous year of during the divorce, if I could keep it low, then that was a lower asset. It's playing a slight bit of a game, but it's all final now. We can't change it. And it turns out that that wasn't even something that Ellis was interested in anyway, but working up to it didn't know that. So that's partly why there hasn't been as a hard push on my side to put videos out because of the value of the YouTube channel versus the value in divorce proceedings. But divorce is over. Divorce is final. I am no longer married. It is a very good thing. It all sounds very happy and fun and dandy. Here's something very real. I was married for 19 years. The marriage worked really well in the beginning, But looking back on it, in hindsight, you can see how we started to go in very different directions as we got older. And a 19-year marriage is a third of my life, practically, right? It's a very long time. So this isn't something that was a snap decision. This isn't like Monday morning, everything's honky-dory, cool, and Tuesday morning, it's nothing but F you and fingers are flying. It wasn't quite that quick. It took a lot. And even then, I was the one that wanted to separate. I just wasn't able to live with him anymore. I wasn't able to handle the relationship anymore. And divorce is final. Divorce is finished. Pretty much we both got what we wanted out of it. So anyway, I don't talk about this stuff publicly, so this isn't all that easy. It may sound like it's easy and I'm rattling it off. And high fives make it nice because it makes it,
It's
a little more
big thing
relaxed.
that happened.
But it's a big thing that happened, yeah.
And you survived, and
And I survived.
it took a lot.
Yep. And Joe got caught in the middle. Joe was great friends with both of us. He knew both of us independently beforehand, before Ellis and I got married. Joe, right? Joe knew Ellis, and Joe kind of knew me, but Joe got to know me more because of his friendship with Ellis. So in a divorce, Joe had to make a decision, and he decided to stick with Ellis, which means Joe's probably not going to be on the channel. I'm not shutting him out. If he wants to come on, he can.
You threw him off a building, and he hasn't been back since.
I know. So canonically, if you look at the history of the channels, it's really funny. The last time Joe appeared, I threw him off the building to make the Soul Stone. That
Foreshadowing.
was not the plan. But it may work out that he may never come back because of the divorce and friendships, and that's sad. But that may be what works out. And so he's got his Gundam because it's his. That was something we worked on together, but it fits him. And I'm not trying to close the door on Joe, and not really trying to close the door on Ellis. Just don't want to live with Ellis anymore. So anyway, so divorce happened.
This is where it got twisted. Sorry.
That's okay.
There is one green and blue section that got twisted as I went down here. So I was like, I can't tape this side until this side's right.
Gotcha.
And it's right to here. So as of this part, it's right. But see, this is where it's...
That's where it's twisted?
Yeah, that's where it's starting to get off. See, the greens need to be on one side and the blues need to be on the other. And there we go. Okay. And then this. There we go.
Yeah, got the blues crossing the lavender up here.
Yeah, I feel it. But that's the last one where they're straight.
Okay.
Like, they're after there,
Right.
it's not so much.
I'm still doing okay here.
Okay.
So part of the fun of being able to be divorced is I get to change relationships around. While I'm not married, I am with somebody else. Have since gotten a girlfriend, and some of you know them already.
Yep, I've met them.
Yep. So Shock Gremlin and I have been together for a little while now.
Oh, so you're
And
announcing it?
I'm announcing it, but I didn't before because I didn't want to make it feel weird. It's like, you're getting a divorce, but you got a girlfriend? Well, yeah, that's kind of the way things work sometimes.
It's off.
It's off?
Ever so slightly. Just got, there we go. Thank you.
So those of you in the Discord who didn't know, because a lot of you did already, and those of you watching this is effectively public to the 60 some odd people who are currently watching. Yeah. But that's also not why Shock Gremlin's trying to be anonymous on channel. There's a whole separate reason for that, for the anonymity that was not. It's just kind of weird the way it worked out. But yeah, if you hear me talking about I'm doing this with Shock Gremlin, I'm doing that with Shock Gremlin, yes, because I spent a lot of time with Shock Gremlin. So.
It actually looks really neat and really nice, and I'm kind of proud of the way
Yeah.
this cord is starting to look. Like,
No, it is. It's looking really, really good. And sorry, I'm like starting to throw out personal stuff in the middle of working on the project.
it is okay. I think that's the more entertaining than watching me tape.
But probably, yeah.
I'm sorry your life drama is entertaining.
No, it's okay. Seriously, the divorce papers came through, and I kept thinking, okay, I really need to talk about this. And the big thing is that I really want to talk about how my relationships have changed and how I've got somebody new in my life, and I want to be able to
Be
talk
happy.
about doing things, but not like keep it on the down low, which I've been intentionally doing because it could seem weird to viewers who aren't aware of everything else that's going on. It's like, you're married to Ellis, where you hang out with this other person. So I'm not married to Ellis anymore. So, and it's also important to point out that I'm not married. It's not. My reasons for leaving the relationship goes back well over a decade. It goes back even more than that I've been having issues. To look back on it, you can see it. When you're in the thick of it, you can't. And so it's been a long time coming. It's not an overnight thing. And I'm not jumping ship to something better just to do it.
Okay.
You know, I am, but I'm not doing it just to do it. It's not an impulse thing.
Sorry. Got
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know. I don't talk about personal stuff because I'm not good at it.
But don't worry, we're live.
We're live, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put this one on last and just kind of let it go from there.
Okay, yeah, because we get down to this end and tension isn't consistent.
No, not at all, but that's okay.
I tried.
No, I know, it's not bad, honestly. It's loyal.
Oh my gosh, quit breaking my chops over this stuff. No.
I had it, not you.
Yeah.
It's that smooshed, and then that smooshed, and then that goes there, and you stay on your side. Okay.
Okay?
Okay, they're all lined up.
They're all lined up.
Whew.
All right. So what I want to put on this is a smooth-on product called Epsilon. The only reason I want to use it because I've got it. And what it is a two-part epoxy. It's a two-part urethane epoxy, AB. I think it's done by a volume, so it's easy to use. It's a little cooler in the shop, so that's going to make it kick off a lot slower. Hopefully it will make it not kick off at all. That's a possibility. So what I can see doing with this next is just taking some wooden dowels and hot gluing them down, or even,
Taping them or
it can be as simple as clay snakes. In order to make a little bit of a wall, so I can then just, with a paintbrush, paint the Epsilon onto it. The issue I have, we've got it taped so it doesn't move. That means the Epsilon can't get to where the tape is.
Yeah.
So, I can't peel all the tape off. We'll lose it. So it becomes how to do that. And it might be
Could we do a layer of...
do a strip, let it set up, peel the tape off, and then,
Could we put some super glue?
try that.
Like, kind of just do, like, rows of super glue in there, let it, and then peel the tapes off as it...
Yeah, we could do 5-minute. Someone else said 5-minute epoxy. That should work too. We just did 5-minute epoxy.
But this is not my problem. This is future me problem.
Yeah, this is future us problem. That's for sure. So
Not my right now problem. Like,
this is where we're at.
we can think about this over the week, but right
Yeah.
now, it's taped, and it's pretty, and it's lined up.
It's lined up. And it's our time. Let's see. Is there anything here? Oh yeah, Sword of Aeons.
No, you're not going to do that one because of the issues.
Cool, Ad Vixen, I appreciate that. Oh wow, I'm glad you're keeping us in the loop in a way that's comfortable for you. Thank you, Ad Vixen. Another one of my people I've gotten to meet, Ad Vixen. I keep saying Vixen. I'm sorry, Vixen. And Ralph says, "Oh wow, I didn't know." Yeah, no, keeping it quiet. Eastern 57, thanks for sharing. Yeah, Moonines. Hindsight is always perfect, and you see things, but you can't judge hindsight. Have it as you know it.
Hindsight vision is 20/20.
Elmo doesn't judge. Tell Elmo it doesn't hurt anymore. Oh, and Ace is, SG is awesome. Right. Did you guys get more? Awesome. So you guys get more toy from Rollaby? Wow, I'm not picking up on that one. I'm usually okay at deciphering bad
Ryobi.
stuff. Oh, got more tools from Ryobi. Thank you. No, haven't got anything new from Ryobi.
You did a while ago. You got this right before the SAC anime.
Yeah, I got
this
that
is
right
the newest toy.
That's the newest toy, the Heat Pen, yeah.
The heat pen and the
And the Heat
hot
Pen's
glue
going to
stick
figure highly
pen.
in my current build.
The hot glue pen too.
Yeah.
I haven't really had
Yeah.
a chance to fully play with that, but
Right.
but that's a new toy.
That's another toy.
So you did, but it's been a while, so they don't feel new. But it's new to them.
So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me sharing the way I shared, and yeah, divorce is final. That helps a lot. that there's a lot of that helps a lot.
Now, do you get ice cream instead of cake?
I get garlic bread.
Garlic bread?
Yeah.
Works.
Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for letting me talk about personal stuff. For those of you who follow me on Discord, I really so hardcore appreciate you guys, especially with this last year.
Ace says, wait, Felicia can figure it out. Misspelled names? It's called creative spelling. Yes, I understand creative spelling.
Yes, creative spelling is, when you can't spell, creative spelling is a huge
Well, in
skill.
English, there's a million ways to spell everything, and some of them are right, and some of them are like the UK way, and some of, you know what I mean? Like, in the end.
Yes. Yep, getting hearts here. We're all here for you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Daniel Knight. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, I need to sign off because it's time to go. But
Yes.
we will be back in, I don't know if we'll be back in 2 weeks. I got to check the schedule. I'm not quite sure when we'll be back again because I know Stockton Con's coming up. So,
Let me see. We have. Ooh, I just clicked on something. Let's see. We are in February.
We are
2
in
weeks
February?
is the 25th.
is it 25th? That is Stockton Con,
That's
isn't it?
Stockton Con. So will we be back March 3rd?
So,
which is
do
maybe
you
I
want-
won't be here.
Okay, do you want to try and do it immediately again next week? Or do you want, or how much time off do we want to take?
Next week would probably be better because then I'd have to skip 2 weeks otherwise.
Okay.
I still have to skip 2 weeks.
Okay. So,
But then it's not skipping 3 weeks instead of, or 4.
right, because I'm not seeing any plans for the 18th for me. So, sounds like we'll be back in 1 week. So just
be
1
back
week.
next week?
We'll be back next week, and then we may not be back for 3 weeks after that. But
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, it's going to be Stockton Con. So I'm going to be at Stockton Con. You're totally invited if you want to go.
Thank you.
That's going to be in Stockton, California, at the arena. Shock Roman's going to be there, and so is Mariah with Zombie Prevention League, and Dan probably. But that's going to be a 2-day con, so it's going to be happening on a Sunday as well, which means I'm not going to be able to live stream because it's just the way things work.
It's not easy to be live at a con,
not at
especially
all.
without reliable internet access.
Now, after that con, we'll get to talk to Red Entry again because he lives in Stockton.
Okay.
And so Red Entry's been trying to be a guest on the show for a couple of cons now, and I had said yes, but I keep forgetting to connect and actually make a schedule on that. So chances are the stream after Stockton Con, Red Entry is going to be a guest on the show.
Oh, fun.
More
I like
Gundam
guests.
builders.
I like guests.
All right. Yes, guests are great fun. Get out of here. Yeah. Okay.
You guys is funny. Some
Yeah.
of them are right, some of them are UK spellings. Wow, Felicia.
You're still talking. Leave go. Dude, I'm always doing it like this. All right.
Right.
Everyone, thank you for hanging out for as long as you have. We'll see you next week.